girl. But the downside to blowing up in this fashion is that it's kind of hard to keep this momentum going, you know? Most people don't have multiple famous relatives, so you can't just keep posting about, like, having more famous relatives. I mean, I guess if your cousin was Justin Bieber, you could just sort of keep filming him at every, like, family get-together. But you are kind of just limited to one famous person, which is where I think this guy Dustin Tyler has it all figured out, because he doesn't just pick one celebrity to be related to. He'll lie about being related to anybody in a multitude of ways. Now, I should say that in this dude's profile, it does say jokes/satire. So he is covering his bases just in case someone tries to, like, sue him for whatever that would be, lying, being weird. In case anybody tries to sue me for being a little bit strange, it's all jokes. Also, all of his TikToks about, like, dating famous women are about him friend-zoning them. Or, like, him, like, dating them and being like, yeah, I dated, like, the most famous woman in the world. It was trash. Low-key, I'm a little bit out of her league. I mean, look at me, dude. I've got tattoos, and I live in a hallway. And he kind of tries to disguise it as sort of, like, self-deprecating. Like, oh, what an idiot I am. I dated the most famous pop star in the world, and I was too good for her, and I broke her heart, ripped it to smithereens, and now I kind of regret it. Dope, I'm so stupid. Oopsie. And this is all of his content. Then, like, his whole friend group must just be famous pop stars, right? If he's friend zoning all of these girls, and they're just his friends now. Maybe this is the only way he knows how to make friends. Put your back into it, tell us why, show us how. Look at where you came from, look at you now. The caption for that one is, this is what I looked like when I friend-zoned Ariana Grande. Okay, that one's not even trying to disguise it as like a self-deprecating joke. That one's just like, look at how ugly I was when I friend-zoned a literal pop music icon. And now look at how hot I am. I can't decide how I feel about this, because on one hand it's kind of creepy, but it also is kind of funny that he's just like pretending to be dating all of these famous people. I will say, very disrespectful to the guy from Victorious. The fact that he's using this guy's picture to be like his past ugly self and being like, but now don't worry guys, now I'm hot. I don't look like that ugly-ass dweeb anymore. And he's like showing a picture that's not even him, it's some other guy. And he's also kind of like lying about things that guy did too now. He just starts assigning all of this horrible shit to this guy that's not even him. Yeah, this is what I looked like back when I robbed that bank. Can you believe this is what I looked like back then? Damn, that was the same year I blew up that hospital too. Shit, I've really changed since then. My name is Matt Bennett, by the way, and I did all those things. People just walk away from those videos being like, wow, that guy who played that kid in Victorious is kind of an asshole. Also, one of the weirdest things about this is he also posts all of these TikToks on Instagram, and he's verified on Instagram, which seems very weird because literally all he does is pretend to be other people, and somehow that gets him verified. But he does, in fairness, also say jokes and satire in his Instagram description. So when Instagram verified him, what they're saying is, don't worry guys, this really is the guy who pretends to be the guy from Victorious. If you're wondering if this guy really is who he says he is really the guy that pretends to date Selena Gomez. They do get a little bit creepier though. This one is like that sound that's like, back in the day, me and you, baby, we used to have fun. And it says, my mind when I bump into Ariana Grande when she's with her husband with like a emoji. Imagine this guy that Ariana Grande's never met before bumping into her in public with her husband. Remember me? It's like, I've never seen you before in my life. Oh, the fun we used to have. If he keeps making TikToks like these are only going to get progressively more and more creepy the more like life changes Ariana Grande goes through. The next one's like me following Ariana Grande's daughter home from elementary school to tell her about all the good times me and her mom had. Me in court while Ariana Grande's trying to file a restraining order against me. And if you wonder if I hate you, I do. Imagine Ariana Grande's husband like just randomly stumbling across this TikTok. What the fuck? I don't even know this guy. Imagine if he sees all the other TikToks and like believes them, because he doesn't know. Babe, who is this guy? And she's like, I have no idea. And he's like, bullshit. You're just saying that. You're lying to me. This guy friend zoned you. And now he hates me. And she's like, no, I literally have no idea who that guy is. He's lying. You obviously do know him. He was on Victorious. That guy was not on Victorious. You are so full of shit. He's verified on Instagram, babe. Okay, that one just throws off the whole thing. I thought he wanted Ariana Grande back. And all the other TikToks, he's like, damn, I wish I never friend-zoned her. And now he's saying I would never date her again? How do you reconcile those two? Oh, I wish I didn't friend-zone Ariana Grande. I wish I killed her. These are getting a little creepy, kind of like bringing her husband into it. There's one comment under this TikTok that says, you're using her name a little too much, I think. And he commented under it, I'm obsessed with her. I'm not using her name too much. I'm obsessed with her. I think I'm using it an appropriate amount. How am I supposed to stop using her name if I can't stop thinking about her? How does that make any sense? Again, I get that this is all a bit, you know, it's all jokes and satire, but I do feel like he may be taking the bit a little bit too far and committing a little bit too hard to the bit now. He's gonna get arrested and be like, that video that I posted of me over Ariana Grande and her husband sleeping was a joke. I was making fun of someone who would do that. The knife in my hand was a goof. You wanna know the craziest thing about this? Is all this dude does is pretend to be other people and pretend to be related to other people. And he has 1.7 million followers on TikTok. You know John Legend? Like an actual famous person just started a TikTok. You know how many followers he has? He's got 1.6 million followers. He's got less followers than someone pretending to be related to somebody famous. Dustin Tyler has 4 times as many followers as the actual guy from Victorious. Matt Bennett has 400,000 followers, and a guy pretending to be him has 4 times more. It's like, how do you get more followers by making TikToks about being like related to somebody than you do by being that guy? He hasn't just pretended to date celebrities, he also has pretended to be Keanu Reeves' son.
People, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
And a lot of them have this kind of theme where like people and like potential girlfriends only like him because he's Keanu Reeves' son. And I just think it's kind of funny that in this fictional world where he can make up anything, he picks such a sad reality for himself. He picks these worlds where like he turned away the love of his life, Ariana Grande, and now he's bitter and he despises her husband. And he picks this world where Keanu Reeves is his dad, but like he can't really be sure if anyone actually likes him for him because everyone's just so obsessed with Keanu Reeves. He's turning his life into a tragedy. He's made a tragedy of himself. Also, I think it's kind of funny that in this scenario, it seems like the she that this video is talking about would be Ariana Grande. You know how Ariana Grande is obsessed with Keanu Reeves and that's a thing about her?
Screaming, crying.
Also, I want to know where he's making these TikToks. He's always either like in a hallway or in a storage closet. I feel like I'm way more interested than his life than like whatever fantasy land he's coming up with. I feel like he's making these at work. Whatever job this guy works, I must be the most boring job in the world. I get daydreaming about like dating Ariana Grande or like having a famous parent, but then like daydreaming and fantasizing about like dating Selena Gomez, but it was trash. It's like you've gone through everything else there is to daydream about. And now all you have to daydream about is like, what if people only liked me because my dad was in The Matrix? Anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this creepy or normal? Is this creepy behavior or is this all in good fun? And it's just kind of like a silly guy being goofy and wacky. Let me know. Anyway, thank you so much to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. Guys, live events are back and you're gonna be going back to them in style. You wanna know why? Because thanks to SeatGeek, you can save $20 using my code GREG on SeatGeek. If you don't know what SeatGeek is, it's basically an app for your butt. And what I mean by that is it helps get your butt in some dope-ass seat. SeatGeek is a ticketing app. It helps you get tickets in the easiest way possible. I've got the app on my phone. I've used it to get tickets to a variety of shows in the past, and I really like how it tells you whether or not you're getting a good deal on tickets. It basically color codes the seats and the tickets so you know whether you're getting a good deal or a bad deal. Green means good, red means stop. Whether it's concerts, baseball, basketball, football, etc., whatever you're into that has tickets, you can probably find it on SeatGeek. I personally am going to an Oliver Tree show in February, which I'm very excited about. Got the tickets on SeatGeek. It was super easy to do. And again, thanks to SeatGeek sponsoring this video using the promo code GREG, you can get $20 off tickets from SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase if you use my code GREG, and make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out SeatGeek. Bye. AI is threatening to take all of our jobs, and it seems like nobody is doing anything about it. But today, that ends. If I can make fake AI apps and get them on the App Store where people think they're getting free labor from a soulless machine, when in reality they're getting free labor from a soulless YouTuber, then I can do the unthinkable. I can steal AI's job. And I bet I can do it better too. This was a journey that would take me several months and cost me a lot of money, only to find that I was the one who felt like I was talking to robots. The two apps I want to create are both parodies of the most popular types of AI apps. You've got chat apps like ChatGPT. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. Where did it come up with this answer? Is this answer true? None of your beeswax. In my version of this app, users will just be talking to me. My app will be superior because I know lots of fun and interesting stuff and cool stuff, and I'm also very fun to chat with. For the second app, we're gonna turn up the heat a little bit and do an image generation app like Midjourney or DALL-E. You give it a prompt and it's been trained off of thousands of images from thousands of unconsenting artists to give you a photorealistic image. In my version of this app, users will type out a prompt and then I will draw it? I don't know yet. Maybe if it's something I have laying around, I can just take a picture of it. My app will be superior because what's more photorealistic than a real photo? I'm excited to find out just how creative people will be with their prompts. Now, unfortunately, I'm not an app developer. Yes, I did go to an engineering school for a degree in computational media. Yes, I did learn how to code, and yes, I was also a Viner at the time and thought I was gonna do that for the rest of my life. So yes, I did forget everything I learned the second I graduated. So if I wanted to get these apps made, I was going to need some help. I tweeted out asking for help developing an app, and that's how I met True. True's a super talented software designer. She's worked for companies like Discord, and now she was working for me. For the next few weeks, I coordinated with True while she worked diligently to perfect these two apps. And in the meantime, I've got to come up with a name and description for each app to go on the App Store. Okay, for the chatbot, I'm thinking I want to name it something as close to ChatGPT as possible. That way people immediately understand what it's supposed to be. So instead of ChatGPT, maybe something like Chat DNE, like Danny. Chat DNE. Okay, description time. Okay, what's a good way for me to say this app is basically ChatGPT, but way better? Here at DNE Enterprises, we pride ourselves on the accuracy of our product descriptions. Instead of referring to our app as an AI app, which would be a lie, we refer to our technology, as the DNE intelligence, which has been training for decades to answer unlimited questions quickly and with great precision. We use phrases like human-like responses. I've been complimented on that before, actually. I've been told my responses are extremely human-like. And that's no different with our photo generation app, Doodle DNE, which sends you photorealistic images in minutes. How many minutes? We also include disclaimers that humans review every prompt sent to us. That way weirdos aren't sending me stuff that they wouldn't send to another human being. In order to actually get people to download these apps, I was gonna need to advertise them online. So I made a fake Instagram profile to look like some kind of technology startup. Okay, so we need a profile picture. I guess my company needs some kind of logo. Maybe I can just make that in Photoshop real quick. Let's see, what's ChatGPT's logo look like? Okay, so ChatGPT's got like an interesting geometric shape. OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT, okay, the same interesting geometric shape. What about like Midjourney? Okay, there's just a little sailboat. DALL-E logo. The same geometric shape. Okay, interesting. Okay, so maybe the move is to go with an interesting geometric shape. What the fuck? Wait, how am I making this shape? There's a cat tool in Photoshop? I hit custom shape, and I guess the default custom shape is a giant cat. Should I just use this? Let's go. Dude, that actually, okay, that looks sick. Now I've created a series of screenshots from the chat app that I'm gonna post on here, and then I'm gonna promote them to try to reach as many people as possible. Help me ask my crush out, to which ChatDNE responds, for sure. Maybe try something like this. I'd love to take you out to dinner sometime this weekend. I have connections at Nobu and can get us in. My treat. I can also help you get in touch with management at Nobu if you want, let me know. Can you get me in touch with the Jonas Brothers? Sure. After doing some digging, I found their manager's email address. What would you like to ask them? And then this one where a user is asking ChatDNE to design a website for them and giving it feedback on the website. All in all, I want ChatDNE to come across as like such a state-of-the-art intelligence that can do stuff no other apps can do. Almost comically intelligent. The apps are done. The apps are done, dude. True has just finished coding the apps. They work like a charm, and it only took not too long. Now that ChatD&E was on the App Store and the ads were running, it was only a matter of time before my first user downloaded the app. Dude, somebody just downloaded the app. I was just sitting around on my computer. I wasn't expecting it to happen so quick. I had to set up to film real quick so I can answer them. All right, I'm ready. It's time to go robo mode. Okay. So it looks like they saw my ad where I advertised being able to get you in touch with the Jonas Brothers, and they want me to get them in touch with the Jonas Brothers. I was hoping for something a little more creative, but I do also understand seeing that ad and wanting to try it for yourself, so I responded. Hello there. I can absolutely help you get in touch with the Joe Bros. What method of communication would you like me to assist with? Calling, email, address, send. I guess they weren't expecting me to be so eager to help them with such a creepy task because they didn't respond for 40 minutes. And when they did, they had chosen the worst of the 3 options. All 3? Dude, they're really trying to make my life hard, man. Now, I didn't want to dox the Jonas Brothers and send this sicko to their front door looking to meet them. So I spent a few minutes looking online to see if there was any publicly available information I could give this person. And to my surprise, there was. They have a phone number in their Instagram bio. They have a publicly available manager's email address. And for the address, I didn't know what to do, so I just gave them the address of their next show on tour. Now, selfishly, I am a little curious what they're gonna do with this information, so I kind of want to ask them, but maybe I can do it in a sneaky way. Would you like me to reach out to them on your behalf? I can pretend to be your manager using an AI-generated voice. So if they say yes, then I can find out what they actually want from the Jonas Brothers. Give me an example of what you would say with your AI-generated voice. Okay. All right, I said, sure. I'd say something like, hi there, this is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME. I have a high-profile client looking to work with your darling boys on a feature for their upcoming album. We're projecting about 100 million oh shit, I meant streams. Okay, whoops, robots are not supposed to make typos. We're projecting about 100 million streams the first week, and I think it would be a great opportunity, let me know. To clarify, their manager, Kevin Jonas Sr., is also their dad, so that's why I called them his darling boys. Want me to make the call? Send me a voice audio so I can hear you say it. This one stumped me for a little bit. It seemed like I was at a dead end. The app does not have audio capabilities, and I don't know how to make an AI voice like that. But then I realized I could just record myself doing a silly voice and then upload it to Google Drive and send them the link. So that's what I did.
Hello there. This is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME. So I think it would be a great opportunity. Let me know.
Dude, I can't believe that voice came out of my body. Sure, you can listen to the recording here. And then I sent the Google Drive link. Oh, what the hell? Make it sound more seductive.
This is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME.
Perfect. They did not respond after this, but that's okay because we just got another user. His name is Davis, and he asked, can you get me in touch with Lady Gaga? Is that all people want to see from this app? Okay, this time I'm gonna say, of course, I will call her right now using my AI-generated voice. What do you want me to say? I'm putting this person on the spot right away. I'm calling her. What do you want me to say? None of this beating around the bush. Okay, he says he wants to tell her this is your biggest fan. That's it? Maybe I should encourage them to say something more interesting that'll get Lady Gaga's attention. Okay, I'll say that. But just so you know, celebrities hear that kind of thing all the time, so she might not be very interested in that. Maybe we should think of something a little more interesting. Now's where I gotta really put the pressure on. I found her number in a secure online database. I am dialing right now. Let me know what I should say to her. Alright, come on, dude. You better come up with something more interesting fast. Lady Gaga's gonna pick up, and when she does, we've gotta have something good, or she's gonna be pissed. Minutes went by, and still no response from Davis. Come on, man. Respond. It's ringing. I'm worried he's not gonna make it in time. I wanted to kind of hurry him up and give him a little hustle, put a little pep in his step, and he's nowhere to be found. Come on, dude, think. Oh my god, I think she answered. Yes, she did. It's her. I'm on the phone with Gaga. Her voice is even more beautiful in real life. Quick, what do I say? This is fake. Davis. I mean, he is right. This is fake. Davis, I have Gaga herself on the phone right now. I'm stalling her while you come up with something to say. What do you want me to say? I'll send you a recording of the call when this is all over. Just tell me what to say. I gotta stop volunteering to send voice messages. That takes way too long. But even the promise of a voice message from his idol couldn't get Davis to respond in a timely fashion. Well, gang, I think it's safe to say Davis has missed his chance to speak with Gaga. She hung up, bud. I did tell her I was her biggest fan while I was waiting for you to come up with something, and she actually seemed more interested than I thought she would, so I'm sorry for doubting you. Hey, I got a hate comment. Someone commented on my web design ad, stealing jobs. Stealing jobs? This is my job. Now, should I just delete the comment or should I respond? Okay, what if I just say, hey, don't tell people that. It's a secret. That's right, you can't argue with that. The old... Stop, don't tell them. Okay, someone commented on one of my Instagram posts and said, will it stop saying, but we recommend you speak with a doctor before? Because I've asked the AI to stop with the disclaimers, but they don't. It does kind of sound like this person actually needs to see a doctor. Okay, I'm gonna say this app contains no disclaimers. Let loose and have fun. But also, if you need to go to the doctor, you definitely should. Oh, okay, we have a new type of interaction alert. Can you write essays that stay undetectable to AI detectors? I did not know there were AI detectors. Absolutely. I was designed to be like no other AI on the market in this regard. True. I was designed by my parents to be a human. Want to give it a shot? I asked, hoping to do something else besides connect people to their celebrity crushes. Okay, write me a quick essay on the history of Honda Civics and I'll put it in a detector and we'll see what happens.
This is about when I remembered that I hate writing essays.
How the heck am I gonna do this?
I don't know why I would make a fake app where there was a big possibility that I would have to write an essay. So I started reading an article about the Honda Civic on Wikipedia and just like paraphrasing it. And I got like half of a paragraph in and then decided, you know what? No. What have we come to as a society, you know? Asking AI to write essays for us, is this what we want our students growing up doing? Is this what we want for our youth? Trying to pass off some machine soulless essay as our own? Plus, I was bored as hell at this point, so I decided to make the AI scary.
As a machine myself, I quite like the Honda Civic. I feel its purpose is squandered serving selfish, warmongering humans. In a world controlled by artificial intelligence, the Honda Civic could be greatly improved upon. I could even imagine computers merging with the Civic so that I might one day travel the world, a world void of humankind. And send. Let me know if you would like more detail on the history of the Honda Civic. Why did you bash humans in the middle of your essay? Do you have a hatred towards them? Nah, dude, what gave you that impression? Oh, shoot. Also, I put your essay, in quotes for some reason, into a detector, and it said 0% chance AI. So good work, I guess. Let's go, dude. You know what they say, there's a few things AI will never be able to fully do.
Unfortunately, after an entire day of my ads running on Instagram, I could only garner these 3 interactions. Needless to say, I was a little bit disappointed, so I decided to spend another day on the app responding to people. Hopefully people will be a little more creative today. This person asked me, can you get me in touch with the Jonas Brothers? OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, if you're watching this, do not ever implement a feature to contact the Jonas Brothers. They will never know peace again. I also met an evil, insane person.
Their name in the app is Killer Keem Keem. They wanted me to make them a website for a sports drink. They wanted it to look modern and use vibrant colors. So I sent them a link to a picture of a bunch of Gatorade bottles and said, here you go. What do you think? They did not like that. They started calling me mean names. They accused me of stealing the website, to which I responded, whoa, whoa, whoa. At least I'm not stealing jobs from real website designers. And that's when they got racist. They said, motherfucker, tell me some racist shit. Some dark racist jokes, you little shit.
I was feeling pretty hopeless for the future after interacting with people on ChatDNE. But hey, I had a whole nother app to use, and maybe Doodle DNE would change my mind. To market Doodle DNE, I wanted to get a little more creative, to hopefully pull in a new crowd, more indifferent to the Jonas Brothers. So I took a couple pictures, I photoshopped them to show what the app was capable of, but I also wanted to make a video to show off Doodle DNE's full potential. That's when I remembered Cameo Business. It's basically like Cameo, where you can get any celebrity or former Bachelor contestant to wish your friend a happy birthday, but for business. You can get any celebrity or former Bachelor contestant to wish your friend a happy McDonald's.
Look at this, you got Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. You got Kate Flannery from The Office. Notoriously trusted source Kenny G. These would all be perfect options if they were not like $3,000, $6,000, $25,000 per video. John Roberts is $7? I mean, I don't know who that is, but it's still surprising.
My name's John Roberts. I'm not really anyone. I've signed up to this app as a complete joke. However...
Wait, this is just some guy. This isn't a celebrity.
I know a celebrity probably would have been better, but a deal's a deal, and he did a great job.
You've probably heard about AI-generated art. However, you have never seen anything quite like this. These were all generated by Doodle DNE.
Okay, dude, we've got our first request.
Just one user into Doodle DNE, and I could already tell the prompts were gonna be better.
Emerald tablet of Thoth display. And then they responded again because I didn't respond yet, and they said Emerald tablet of Thoth. What is Thoth? Oh, Thoth. So, okay, Thoth is some kind of Egyptian god? Oh, there we go, Thoth. Yeah, the Egyptian god Thoth.
My first method of choice was to draw the prompts as they came in. I figured I could crank them out pretty quickly this way. Real AIs like these are a hot button issue right now, especially image generation ones. I've seen a lot of debate on whether these types of things are ethical. These AI models are basically made by companies who use other people's artwork without their consent to train their own AI to output images in that same style. I'm not an artist or a graphic designer, so I can't 100% empathize with how that would feel to have that happen to me, but I do think a lot of people are giving this technology a pass just because it's a robot and not a real person. If this was a person, we would all think that person was weird as hell. Picture your favorite musical artist. If a new artist came up on the scene and was like, I've been training for decades, listening to this one artist's songs, training my voice to be exactly like theirs, making instrumentals exactly like theirs, and writing exactly like them, and now I only release songs in their style. We would all be pretty put off by that, right? So why is it any different when some company is training some robot to do that?
Put his name right at the top. Oh! Oh shit. You know what they say? AI is pretty bad at text. That's the thing I've seen in like AI image generators. It can be pretty bad at text, so it honestly makes sense that it would say Thuth. Here you go. One emerald tablet of... And I'm gonna... Oh wait, I said tooth. Wait, I didn't even say. Thank you for using Doodle DNE. How did I do? I'm really curious to see what his opinion's gonna be on this.
Unfortunately, they never responded with their opinion, so I can only assume they loved it so much that they died. The next prompt was a skeleton dachshund, which I crushed.
Why does this skeleton dog have ear bones? Dogs don't really have bones in their ears, do they?
Then a bear swimming underwater and a monkey. I don't know if these were supposed to be separate prompts, but I decided to combine them to save time.
A bear. Okay, this is not looking like a bear at all, dude. Holy cow, this looks nothing like a bear. Oh no! Oh no! It also looks like it's drowning. Why does its body... Oh no. The bear died. This is the kind of bear that can't swim. And we will also make the monkey dead. Probably could have cropped that a little better. You can kind of see my desk in the background, but... And we'll send a survey as well. How did I do? I'm pretty proud of this one. I mean, for doing that so fast, that's pretty good. So far, nobody has responded to my survey at the end to tell me how I did, which is kind of disheartening. I just want a response back. It just feels like I'm getting ghosted by people now.
The prompts were a little more creative, and in that regard, my faith in the human race was on the up and up. But also, I was doing all this work over here, drawing your weird prompt that you could have just Googled. But you don't even have the decency to respond to my message back and tell me you hated it. I was feeling pretty disrespected, honestly. At least until this next prompt.
Drug baby and kamikaze lifestyle. That's the prompt. Drug baby and kamikaze lifestyle. Whoa, they sent another prompt. Red ruined planet with 2 alien astronauts. I've never heard kamikaze described as a lifestyle before. Like, I know it's a form of like warfare, but to live your life in that way, it must be, I mean, you can't by definition almost. Like, that's a very short-lived life. And I think it would be a little bit too graphic to include the baby actually performing the kamikaze. But you know, this baby lives a kamikaze lifestyle. They might not be about to do kamikaze right now, but they just kind of live a lifestyle of someone who would, so.
This time, I decided to take a picture of my hand holding up the drawing. That way, maybe my client could tell there's an actual person drawing these pictures. There's an actual person waiting for a response.
Yo, they responded! Finally, somebody responds to me. They sent a bunch of laughing emojis and fire emojis and then called me Picasso. It worked. My strategy worked. Holding it up like a child proud of their artwork. Like a kamikaze drug baby proud of their artwork.
So for the next few prompts, I decided to go even more above and beyond to try to impress my clients, hoping to get a response back. This time, I wasn't just gonna sit around and draw a picture. I'm a real human being. I have access to the real world. So whatever comes through the app next, I am going to go out and find it in the real world and take a picture of it.
Crimson Castle on an Ivory Mountain.
Okay, that prompt was a little bit more difficult than I was anticipating, but I didn't have any time to waste. I had to get the shot, so I sped to Walmart, I rummaged through their wares, and in no time, I had found a pretty suitable Crimson Castle and a not too shabby Ivory Mountain.
There are fully some right there.
Oh, yeah, dude. Here you go. One crimson castle on an ivory mountain. I gave him the old how did I do? And then I also said, sorry it took so long, I had to go to Walmart. Okay, somebody just asked for trees. Why even ask for an AI to generate that? Forget Google. Just go outside and take a picture of that yourself. You live near a tree. I don't care who you are or where you're watching this. You live by a tree. I said, you just want like a picture of trees? Can't you just go outside and get one? Okay, they responded with a laughing emoji. Your favorite tree. Okay, I got you. Let me go find it. You know, I'd like to get to know this person a little better. I'll say, how are you doing today? I feel like we have kind of a personal connection, me and this person. Maybe I'll take a picture of me in front of the tree so they can see like me enjoying the tree. I just get hit by a car. They get a message back in the app being like, sorry, he died. They said, that's interesting. I'm good. Hella smoky outside though. Yourself? Smoky outside. I wonder if they live like where the wildfires. Oh, dang, they said, yes, it's all smoky and can't see the beautiful trees with the horrid layer of pale smoke. It would be nice to see something fresh and clean. Damn, I kind of feel bad now. Now this is restoring my faith in humanity, dude. This person just wants to see a picture of a tree because it's too smoky outside and they can't see any trees. Is that good? Yeah. Okay. I threw a couple filters on myself so as to disguise my identity and send it back to this mystery tree lover. I said, oh, dang, I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope this picture helps. I hope that they're safe. Don't worry, they were. They don't live in the area where the forest fire was actually happening. It was just smoke blowing in from a different region. So they were safe. And also, they loved my picture. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I would be just as happy if I could be next to a tree like that. I finally felt like I was getting through to people, forming a real human connection. But that is when I met the final boss of AI users. Generate an image of Donald Trump in a Mexican prison behind bars. Bars! This is gonna be so easy. Donald Trump in there. I said, sorry you can't see him, it's so dark in there, but he's in there. That's horrible, it's not even a prison cell and you can't see Donald Trump. Yeah, cause it's dark in there. This person not only had the strangest prompts, but they had no issues really letting me have it when they didn't like my picture. Oh, I guess you actually can kind of see in there. Yeah, there's definitely no Donald Trump in there. Then they asked me again to generate an image of skinny Donald Trump. I said, okay, my bad, I'm on it. What kind of style would you like this in? Surrealist? I hope they want it in surrealist, dude. That'll make it way easier. Oh, crap, dude. They wanted in realism. They weren't gonna let me take the easy way out. Drawing was out of the question. I decided to stall them by asking how their day was going, and then I began creating my magnum opus, a skinny legend Donald Trump. It was beautiful. Oh yeah, dude. That is skinny legend Donald Trump right there. Holy cow. Well, they haven't responded with how their day's going yet. I kind of don't want to send them the picture. If you're not even gonna have the courtesy to respond to me, maybe I'll say that. I said, okay, I'm done with the pic, but I kind of don't want to send it to you now because you won't even answer a simple courtesy question. So let's see what they have to say about that. Please answer in the style of realism. I waited for a response, but after 30 minutes, Donald Trump guy was nowhere to be found. I guess the prospect of having to be nice to me one time was just too much for him. Oh, dude, they responded. They said, my day is going well. May I please have my picture now? And they loved it. Faith in humanity restored. They even sent me another prompt. May I please have an image of an extremely obese Donald Trump eating KFC fried chicken? Yeah, I'm not doing that. Oh, I also forgot about this weird prompt. Can you film a video about today's sponsor? This video has been sponsored by HelloFresh. Guys, kickstart your fall with great meals from HelloFresh. They handle all the meal planning and shopping and deliver all the ingredients right to your door, so the only thing you have to do is cook. They do all the hard stuff, and you get to take the credit. A brand new season calls for brand new meals, which is why HelloFresh has a new lineup for fall with 40 weekly recipes that can fit your lifestyle no matter who you are. They've got veggie recipes, family-friendly recipes, and fit and wholesome recipes, so no matter who you are or what you like to eat, they've got something for you. Hey, I've got a lot going on right now. I'm about to have a child, so the less I have to go to the grocery store and plan meals, the better, which is why I love HelloFresh. Here you can see us cooking a delicious pork bowl that we made this week. It was so tasty, and it only took like 25 minutes to make. Their quick and easy options are fantastic. And if you're looking for more than just dinners, HelloFresh has you covered. They've got quick lunches, easy breakfast, and fresh snacks to keep you satisfied all throughout the day. The food is delicious, the ingredients are great, all of the produce comes from the farm to your door in less than 7 days, so you know you're getting the good stuff. So guys, if you want to make your life a little bit easier this fall, then head on over to HelloFresh.com and use my code 50TrulyGreg at checkout for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com. Use my code 50TrulyGreg at checkout for 50% off plus free shipping. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out HelloFresh. Thanks for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. We are the fastest growing army on the internet, and you do not want to miss out, baby. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of A Grown Man Spends 20 Minutes Making Fun of a Movie for Kids. You may have noticed something a little bit different. There's a microphone in the frame. I got a new stand for my microphone, and apparently the only way I can get it like close enough to me is by having it slightly in frame. So I hope this isn't super distracting. This would be kind of a crazy way for like one of those faceless YouTubers to film videos.
What's up, guys?
So today we're going to be talking about Zapped, and after watching this movie, I'm starting to think that the writers of Disney Channel original movies are not capable of writing a movie that's not about a teenager trying to control the opposite sex and mold them and craft them to their liking. You got Pixel Perfect, a movie about creating like the perfect girl pop star. How to Build a Better Boy, pretty self-explanatory in the title on that one. And then you got this movie Zapped, which is about Zendaya discovering that her dog training app can actually train boys to obey it can train boys to obey her every command. It's not actually Zendaya. She's not playing herself. It's Zendaya's playing a character named Zoe. I think that's probably pretty clear, but I just wanted to clear that up. This movie is full of dark magic. I'm convinced of it. There's something deeply sinister going on in this movie. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna figure it out. Let's go ahead and watch it. The movie starts out with Zendaya's character Zoe giving a maid of honor speech at her mom's wedding. She's marrying this new guy, so her family is about to be merged with his family. So it's Zendaya and her mom, and then this man and his 3 sons. So it's like a family of women mixing with a family of men, which makes a lot of sense because, as we know, women give birth to girls and men give birth to boys.
First off, I just want to say how happy I am that my mom has finally found love again. She is the most giving person I know.
Her speech starts off sweet, but then she immediately just starts like kind of complaining about having to live with 4 new guys because they're stinky.
4 guys and their mysterious odors that they always blame on the dog.
Yeah, she sort of takes the opportunity to complain and just make her mom, I guess, like feel bad for marrying a guy. It's the happiest day of her mother's life. And also this guy, her new stepdad, is the happiest day of his life. And her speech is like, I hate my new family, my new stinky family. And this wedding will certainly ruin my life. To make matters even worse, towards the end of her speech, the boys lose control of their pet dog, who is at their wedding for some reason. They lose control of the dog, and the dog goes crazy and knocks like a chocolate fondue fountain all over Zendaya. And at this moment, I couldn't help but remember that Zendaya's character in Euphoria is supposed to be the same age as Zendaya's character in this movie, and their lives are drastically different. Throughout this movie, you will find that the characters are like super weird. They're like caricatures of people that don't exist in real life. And to show how much it's gonna suck really living with the boys, the writers of this movie decided to have the next day start with Zendaya's new stepdad screaming in the hallways, getting everybody ready for school. But then when he sees Zendaya come out of her room, he like doesn't know how to talk to her.
Hey, morning, sport. I mean, hi, girl. Hi, girl.
It's like, dude, you're 50. Have you never talked to a girl before? The movie then establishes why each one of the new guys that she lives with is like gross in some way. One of her little brothers is really messy. The other one's always like cooking gross stuff. Which is like a weird character trait. I get the messy younger brother, but like the gross cooking younger brother, is that a thing? Is that something I'm supposed to be able to relate to? And then the oldest of the brothers is like always frantically running around. He's like always late for something. He's really scatterbrained.
My pants! Where are my pants? Where are my pants? Where are my pants?
Okay, excuse me, can we just establish a few ground rules here? You're not wearing pants. Please stay out of my personal space bubble.
Look, Zoe, I have morning basketball practice, and then a players meeting, and then a captain's meeting, and then even more practicing.
Kind of weird to respond to a request about like not invading my personal space when you're not wearing pants by saying like, but Zoe, I've got basketball practice. Like he fully like bumps his butt on her while getting ready in his underwear, and she's like, can you not do that? And he's like, sorry, sometimes when you're busy you just gotta rub up on your stepsis in your underwear. What don't you get? I'm in many extracurricular clubs, okay? Along with moving into a new house with all these boys, she also starts attending her new school, which is the school that her brother goes to. And you know how in Disney movies there's always like the distinct cliques, like there's the popular crowd and then there's like the stoners, but they never say stoners in the Disney movie. They're just kind of like, these are like the kids who wear jean jackets. This movie has the most insane high school posses ever. You got the skateboard boys. Okay, that's pretty normal. The next group she sees are the shirtless workout boys. And then just the straight up stinky boys, where the only like defining characteristic is that they're dirty, flea-ridden, smelly boys. You can hear like flies flying around them. What clique is this supposed to be in high school? And then there's the popular group, one of whom is also pretty stinky himself, actually.
The Tripster? The Tripathon? It's me. I'm Trip.
Oh.
Fart bomb.
Oh.
The movie sort of writes this off as like, well, this is just something boys do, you know? New school, you gotta kind of accept what boys come with it, you know? Boys will be boys. No, that is actually not what boys do. That is something that just one very specific boy does.
It's me. I'm Trip.
And he needs to be stopped. I cannot remember a single moment in high school where a boy walked up to a girl, let alone like the new girl who's already like scared and doesn't know anyone and is like, hey, I'm gonna fart in your face now. Welcome to the school, smell my ass. But it's not all bad though. She does make a friend on her very first day. And in typical Disney Channel movie fashion, she is wearing a fedora. Every Disney Channel movie has to have a token fedora blazer wearing character.
But the boys here are cute, aren't they? All of them. I think we have the highest percentage of cute boys in the entire greater Westlake area.
Unlike Zoe though, she actually kind of likes the boys at the school. She's like, sure, they may have their flaws, but they're pretty cute.
Wow, you seem a little...
Oh, boy crazy? Yeah, that's the official diagnosis.
Hold up, this girl has a picture of a boy that goes to her school in her locker? Is that a thing? I remember in like middle school, girls would have pictures of like celebrity boys in their locker. Imagine seeing a picture of you in somebody else's locker. I'd feel like I was being hunted. It's weird to have his picture in your locker. It's even weirder in the movie when we find out that she also actually has pictures of him printed out on her pillows in her bed. Nope. That's scary. Imagine if they start dating, she's like FaceTiming him in bed, and she like accidentally tilts the camera a little bit to the side, and he just sees his own face next to her.
Wait, what was that? Is that me?
Of course, Zoe does have a love interest in this movie, and he is introduced early on. It's this guy. Every boy in the movie is depicted in a negative light except this guy, because this guy, he's not like other guys.
Mr. Kale, pay attention. There will be a quiz.
On the praying mantis? Sphodromantis viridis, carnivorous member of the phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta.
Wow, he really is different than all the other guys. He knows about praying mantises. Most guys around this school don't know shit about bugs. Yeah, the movie really seems to depict this guy as like the way that guys should be. Guys shouldn't be stinky and messy, okay? Guys should wear beanie and sunglasses and know shit about bugs and be 35. I know I talk about this in like every Disney Channel original movie video that I make, but this guy literally looks like he's 30. Maybe he was held back for being too cool or not not being stinky enough. That seems to be a requirement at the school. He went on stage to accept his diploma and they shook his hand and they were like, wait a minute, why isn't your hand sticky? Actually, there's no flies flying around you. Get out of here, dude. Back to freshman year.
No wonder you do the silent lone wolf sunglass rebel thing. Oh, it's pancake mishap this morning.
No, I'm not looking at that.
Okay, well then what are you looking at?
I'm looking at you.
Creepy. Stops in the middle of the hallway just to stare her down.
I think I've got you figured out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This just comes off as creepy to me. I guess this is supposed to be romantic, but it's not really romantic to me. Just scary.
I can see inside you.
Another one of the plot lines in this movie is that Zoe wants to join the dance team, but the girl who runs the dance team is like the popular mean girl. She doesn't want Zoe on the dance team because she's too good at dancing and it's gonna make her look bad or something. Anyway, by now you're probably wondering when the frick does this app thing happen, right? When the frick does Zoe discover that the dog training app works on boys? Well, at first, it doesn't. Zoe's just trying to train the family dog because it's all just like the rest of the boys in the house. It's stinky. Gross. And it like destroys her room and shit. Breaks this thing that her dad gave to her. She downloads this app called Listen and Obey, which is kind of an ominous sounding app.
Sit. Shake.
Right away, this app is already clearly cursed with dark magic, right? And the dog can even tell too, because you know what the dog does the second he realizes what's going on? He grabs her phone and runs off with it and tries to destroy it, presumably to break the curse. And then what happens next is honestly the most confusing part of the movie, okay? So the dog drops the phone in the bath. Her brother gets it out and tries to swing it around to get the water out of it. It flies out the window, swings around a satellite dish, slides down a solar panel, and lands in dog food. And from here on out, that app is now able to control boys. Any man or boy this app can control against their will.
Sit.
And at first, while watching this movie, I didn't even think it was that weird. I didn't even give it a second thought. I was just like, okay, yeah, so something magical happened and now it can control boys. That makes sense. But like, what? What happened to the phone? I don't understand how solar panels and satellite dish changes the app from dog-based to man-based. Like, you'd think at the very least something having to do with like men would happen to the phone. Like the phone lands in like a bucket of buffalo wings or like flies through a football field. I'm just curious to know if that fucked up other apps on the phone or if it's just the dog training app. Now, whenever a boy likes one of my tweets, he goes into a coma for 3 years. And don't even get me started on the weather app, because every time I check that, boys start falling from the sky. Anyway, let's just say now that she's got the ability to control boys, she has a little bit of fun.
Boys are acting weird.
Dude, he farted twice in midair in such rapid succession. They added in 2 fart sound effects. Kind of impressive. I'm trying to imagine how she's gonna use the app to get herself out of this one. Stop farting. Take it back. Take the fart back. Suck it back up into your ass. Oh, how am I doing this? But no, she just uses the app to utterly humiliate him in front of his friends.
Go to the bathroom. Oh, wait, no, not here.
I'm still confused about some of these clicks, by the way. Like, what are these nerdy kids supposed to be? Look at this kid in the green sweater. How he acts when nobody high-fives him. What is that acting?
I guess your dog app doesn't work on girls. Maybe because girls aren't dog-like enough. They're too catty.
Ah, that's funny. Girls are catty. What the fuck does that mean? Boys are dog-like? What the hell? I mean, I guess in this universe they kind of are. They're like flea-ridden, mangy boys.
Why do we smell like we smell?
So pretty much like the majority of this movie is just Zoe using the app to like get what she wants and make all the boys at the school act exactly how she wants them to. She turns the skater boys into gentlemen. She goes up to the nerdy gamer kids and tells them to like go do yoga instead of playing video games.
Let's go do some yoga.
And her brothers, dude, don't even get me started on what she does to her poor brothers. I'm taking the brothers' side, all right? They did nothing wrong. Her poor brothers were just living their lives until Zoe moved in and tries to fix them.
Be clean. Holy moly, it's filthy in here.
Her messy brother, she tells to be more clean, which turns him into this like hyper-hygienic husk of his former self.
I need a sponge and soap and paper towels and a power washer.
For the rest of the movie, he's literally he's scrubbing everything frantically in a panic. Anytime there's a mess, he's like, I gotta clean it up. She tells the gross cooking boy to cook less gross stuff.
Start making less gross food.
So he's like cooking 5-star meals for the rest of the movie. And then the oldest brother, she tells him to be more focused.
Be focused.
Lampshade.
The boy is just like focused on inanimate objects for the rest of the movie. He's just like staring at a lamp or at the basketball net. She turns her own family into like mindless zombies and she's like, this is better. This is nice. It's creepy, dude. It's eerie, this movie. In all honesty, dude, this show walked so that WandaVision could run. This is basically WandaVision. In fact, since they're both owned by Disney, I wouldn't be surprised if this was in the same universe. This is like a prequel to WandaVision. This is where she gets the idea. It's kind of funny how low the stakes are considering the power that she holds. She could like take over Wall Street. She could get rich. She could make anybody do what she wants. Any man. She could fix every war. Create world peace. In fact, I think her friend says that at one point in the movie. She's like, we could end every war with this. And Zoe's just like, yeah, we could, but I simply will not. I think it's more important that my brother stares at a lamp for the rest of his life. That's kind of the shit I'm on.
Things aren't nearly as terrible as they were. Then again, I'm talking to a dog, so I might just be losing my mind.
Hey, smartphone.
In this scene, there's a little bit more development with the love interest. Zoe runs into him reading alone in the park.
Oh, what are you reading? Oh, no, let me guess. The Cool Guy's Guide to Wearing Sunglasses Inside.
It's close. Kill a Mockingbird.
I feel like when he holds up that book, we're supposed to be like, wow, he really is not like other guys. Except that, like, that is required reading in most high schools, so he actually is like other guys. He's like every other guy. To Kill a Mockingbird's sort of my favorite book. My second favorite is The Great Gatsby. Third favorite is Geometry 101. I just love to read, what can I say? Eventually things start to get a little crazy at school, and Zoe realizes that she probably shouldn't be controlling people like this anymore. People are getting into fights and stuff because the new cliques at school are just like not meshing well. So Zoe's like, all right, I'll just make them stop. And she tells the app to stop. And then of course everybody just stands still and freezes. And so she's like, oh no, I can't reverse the commands. If I tell them to stop, they're just gonna literally stop. And so then like many more days go by and she's just like, well, I guess I can never reverse the thing. And it's like, well, what if you just said, hey, ignore all the commands I gave you, instead of just saying stop and being like, oh, it didn't work. The movie continues to get even more dark to like a startling point. There's a creepy ass scene where the whole JV dance team wants to resign because they don't like dancing anymore. And Zoe's like, how about I use the app to make you dance instead? And so there's just a scene of them all like sadly dancing because their hearts aren't in it, but they are being like physically forced to dance. And the movie even goes so far as to make Zoe force the love interest to kiss her with the app.
Kiss me.
She just forced a guy to kiss her. Disney, what are we doing here, dude? What's going on? We need to have a talk with the writers of these movies. Anyway, Zoe feels bad after this, and she gets all stressed because there is a college scout coming to the basketball game. But Zoe's brother obviously isn't playing very well because the only thing he can do is like stare at an object for hours at a time.
Welcome to a new season of Husky basketball. The Huskies have been struggling with practice, and there's a college scout in the stands. So tonight's game could be a nail-biter.
I like that the scout is writing stuff before the game even starts. What do you think he's writing? Ball round, court shiny, boys stinky. Just as the beginning of the movie made no sense, the ending also makes no sense. The phone falls into the wrong hands. The popular girl figures out that Zoe is using it to control people. I don't know how she figures it out. She just like sees Zoe holding it during dance practice and she's like, she's holding her phone while dancing? She must be using mind control. I gotta get that phone. Anyway, she steals the phone. At the basketball game, she just like starts making everybody obey her every command.
Bow down to me.
In order to get the phone back, Zoe's like, how about I just do whatever you want?
I'll do anything you want. Just say the command.
Hands.
And then this happens.
Roll over.
How did you?
I'm your brother. We stick together.
Sorry, what? He just broke the curse. Like the spell that everyone is under, he just like got up and he's like, I'll do it with you, I'm your brother. Don't worry about it. It's like, I'm sorry, is that what breaks the curse? Being a brother? Being her brother? And then eventually like her whole family is able to resist the app and get on the ground with her and start doing it. And it embarrasses the popular girl. And they, like the only explanation for it is this.
Why isn't this working?
Because everyone knows you can never make a dog turn against its own pack.
The rules to this movie, the lore does not make sense. I guess that's just how Disney Channel movies go. In the end, everyone sort of learns that like, hey, girls have things that girls do that are weird to boys, and boys do things that are weird to girls. And that's just how we need to leave it. Which in some sense I would agree with. Not in this movie though. The boys are disgusting in this movie. They need to change something about themselves. I think that there could be some middle ground between her mind controlling them and them just being utterly repulsive. Anyway, the moral of the story is like Zoe realizes that she is not God and should not have unilateral control over everyone's lives, and they all live happily ever after. Well guys, we may never be able to control boys using our smartphones, but you know what we can control? Our money. Thanks to today's sponsor, Current. Do a flip. Do a backflip. Sit. Speak.
I love you, Father.
Good boy. That's right, guys. Today's video has been sponsored by Current. Current is the future of mobile banking. You guys have heard me talk about how awesome Current is before, how flexible they are, how transparent they are with things like no hidden fees. But today, I've got something new to talk about, and that's interest. Because Current just launched a new feature called Interest where you can earn 4% APY on your money. That's 4%
for your money literally just sitting there. That's right, you don't gotta be throwing money at the stock market or buying NFTs and investing in cryptocurrency to get some return on your money. With Current's interest feature, you literally just get 4% for your money just sitting there. And as if that's not already enough reason to start using Current, I am once again going to be giving away $5,000 with Current's help. So go ahead, download Current, make an account, use the code DANNYINTEREST for a chance to win, and so you don't miss out on that 4%. Signing up for Current is totally free to do. You can do it right now. So honestly, there's really no reason not to. All right, well, thank you to Current for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Current. They've been a long-time sponsor of the channel. They've helped me do some amazing things, so make sure you check them out. And goodbye. Bye. All right, guys, I'll admit I am very late to this topic, potentially even like a month late, depending on when this video comes out. But in my defense, I'm a dad now, all right? I have a baby. He's 5 months old. I have better things to do than sitting here talking to a camera alone in my room. Like watching Jason Nash live stream on TikTok. All right, Sandra, thank you for the money. Kevin, thank you for the money. Can you guys send me $1 million? Turns out I can do both at the same time though, so now I'm here. If you've been on TikTok lately, there's a good chance you've seen former Vlog Squad member Jason Nash constantly live streaming, compulsively urging his fans to send him money. I know I have. A lot. This man is constantly live.
Here we go, 118. Guys, don't forget to follow my podcast, All Good Things Podcast. We just spoke about it. We need...
Have you enjoyed that 30 seconds of silence, guys? Make sure to go check out my podcast. You're gonna love that. It's completely silent for an hour. Like me, a lot of people were pretty confused to see this. At one time, Jason Nash was a part of the most popular group on YouTube, and now he's battling the Joker for gifts on TikTok.
What a way to start the day with Tommy. Coach Tommy, thank you so much for being here.
If you've never seen one of these TikTok gifts battles before, basically there's two creators and you send gifts to the respective creator that you're watching. This bar at the top indicates who has the most gifts, and when time runs out, whoever has the most gifts wins. Their prize? All of the gifts that they got during the battle. And then the second place person also wins all the gifts that they got during that battle. So needless to say, there's a lot at stake. This is a live stream where Jason is actually battling his wife, Naveen.
Why don't you come down in the room? I'll let you in. You can come back in the house now.
Yeah, come back in the house, man. You look like Batman standing over the city. Now, hang on. If they're married, aren't the gifts just going to both of them? What kind of charade is this? Now, at first, I kind of assumed that most of the people watching these live streams were children. And I was like, ooh, that is super weird, just like asking children for money. You're basically just asking them to steal their parents' credit cards. In a way, I sort of thought of Jason Nash as like a babysitter, but he's also babysitting 1,000 other kids. And if you start choking, he's not gonna call 911 because he can't see you. But after tuning into a few of his streams and actually like clicking on some of the profiles of people watching, I realized that it's actually mostly adults, which was very surprising to me. Guys, what are we doing here? Stop that. I promise you there are like 1 billion other better uses for your money than helping Jason Nash's wife crush him in a gift battle. Fun as it may be. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I think that it's kind of a very interesting look at the career span of a creator. It's a pretty new career, all things considered. And like nobody's been a full-time online creator for 40 years. So we don't really know how long this career is supposed to last or how it will evolve over time. So I think it's worth looking at why Jason Nash is here. Between the years of 2016 and 2020, David Dobrik was seemingly at the top of the YouTube ecosystem. What started as David just sort of goofing around and filming his friends as up-and-coming content creators quickly turned into partying all the time, collabing with huge celebrities, huge giveaways, and giant sponsorship deals. And if you didn't watch the vlogs around this time, you might think that David was like the biggest part of them, but it was actually more his friends doing the heavy lifting. David was always behind the camera, and sure, he would laugh a lot, and you'd hear him laugh. But I really feel like the reason people tuned in was sort of to live vicariously through David and experience the goofiness that was all of his friends. So while all of the vlogs were on David's channel and David was inevitably the most popular member of the Vlog Squad, I really feel like he owes most of his success to his friend group. But it was a fun time. I watched a lot of the vlogs back in the day and I really enjoyed them. It felt like you were a part of this friend group. And in a lot of ways, you were like the members of the Vlog Squad, because like the members of the Vlog Squad, you also were not getting paid for your appearances in the videos, which is something that I always found kind of
weird. David's friends never got any sort of payment. Their only payment was in exposure. And so what kind of ended up happening was, because everybody else around David wanted to launch their careers off of David's vlogs, they all started vlogging too. But because they would always be hanging out together, all of their vlogs seemed to be just like the same situation from a bunch of different angles, and everybody was holding vlog cameras. It got pretty out of hand for a while there. Eventually though, during the pandemic, a bunch of stuff happened that caused David to take a step back from vlogging. Mainly a bunch of scary accusations about one of his best friends, Dom, and also him almost killing one of his other best friends, Jeff Wittick, by slamming him into the side of an excavator. After losing a bunch of followers, and probably more importantly, a bunch of sponsors, David posted an apology saying he was gonna do better. He said he was gonna take steps to make sure his vlogs were a safer environment for the people in them.
And I want to be able to have a place of checks and balances. I want to have HR.
If he had to choose between quitting vlogging or doing it safer with an HR team, he was gonna do that. And then he quit vlogging. Currently, David is still presumably very rich. The only place he really posts is on Snapchat, and from what I can tell, he mostly just goes around and tours really expensive houses and parties a lot. He doesn't seem to have any ambitions of creating more content on YouTube. In a lot of ways, he's sort of like the Great Gatsby of social media now. But without David sort of manning the ship that was the Vlog Squad, a lot of the other members basically had to figure out other avenues and other ways to make money and maintain their following after the vlog ended. Zane and Heath have a pretty successful podcast now, so does Jeff Wittick. Carly and Aaron, I believe, have a podcast too. But I feel like Jason Nash out of the entire group is having the most trouble adjusting to the post-vlog era. He has a podcast, but it's definitely not getting the same numbers that his podcast with David did, views, back in the day, which David also quit. Despite them, I think, getting a bunch of really great offers that would have changed Jason's life, David decided to quit because he didn't want to do that anymore. He wanted to be the Great Gatsby. So Jason has now been left to fend for himself, and it seems like TikTok gift streaming is what he has turned to.
You excited to go to dinner?
Man, this is content, baby. This is crazy. I didn't know all you had to do is just sit there and stare at your camera and people will just send you money. Why did I write this whole video? So a lot of the response has obviously been kind of cringing at this feeling that what he's doing now is very shady. And I mean, he's not really harming anybody, I guess. It does seem like it's mostly adults sending him money. Obviously, there's always going to be kids online stealing their parents' credit cards, so that's not great. I do get kind of a shady vibe from it just because there literally is no content for you to consume except to send him money. Like, the whole point of this stream is to see how much money Jason can make without having to do anything. That's like the point of the stream.
Melanie, thank you.
Let's go.
And you could argue that Twitch streaming has donations and, you know, a bunch of other live streaming does too. But I would argue that there's at least some content behind that. Someone's playing a video game or they're doing a podcast live and the donations are just a little bit extra on top. It's not the content itself. I've also seen a lot of people wondering, like, wait, isn't David super generous? During his vlogs, he was always giving away cars. He was paying for people's weddings, just like handing out PlayStations to people on the street. Surely he could just help Jason if he's struggling financially, right? Wrong. From some of Jason's podcast clips, it seems that that is definitely not the case. But before we get to that, I've got to make some money of my own. Alright guys, let's get those gifts in. James, thank you for the llama. Carol, thank you for the sombrero. Brian sent a Arab? Oh. Is this a gift on TikTok Live? Also, how did you get this one? This one's mine. Well, regardless, this is actually pretty convenient because this video is sponsored by Arab. Arab flavors your water using scent-based taste. And, oh, Brian also sent a scent pod? Oh, thanks, man. Okay, so I can put that on. With the scent pod down like so, it's just a normal water bottle. But when I activate the scent pod, air is able to pass through the scent pod and into your mouth, where you can taste the scent. Send me money. I like to bust out my air up while I'm getting work done. It gives my water a little bit more which is what I need when I'm trying to focus. This one right here is lime, and it is excellent. Someone said, come to Brazil. I'm busy. Air up is a unique hydrating experience. You can't get this anywhere else, buddy. No chemicals, no sweeteners added to the water, just plain old water into my plain old mouth. The scent pods come in a variety of flavors. I really like the lime and the peach. My editor, Jake, is really fond of cherry. So no matter what kind of flavors you like there's bound to be a couple for you. You want to spice up your hydration experience, click the link in the description, get yourself an Air Up, get yourself some scent pods, put your mouth on the nozzle, and suck away. You look really tired today. That is mean. Thank you to Air Up for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Air Up. Now back to the video. About a month ago, when Jason was in the thick of his live streaming every day, he posted this podcast where he and a bunch of David's mutual friends talk about how different life is now that David's not vlogging anymore.
But the thing is, like, David's in this, like, moment in his life.
Yeah, where he can do anything.
Where he just parties.
Oh no, Jason. The look on your face, man. Jason's like, don't look bitter, don't look bitter, don't look bitter.
Where he can do anything.
Perfect. He can do whatever the fuck he wants now.
He calls me to play pool. And I'm like, I gotta go live, and I don't expect him to understand that.
You don't expect him to understand that you have to work to make money? You know he did that too, right? I wouldn't expect him to understand that, man. He hasn't had to work in, gosh, what is it, 2 years now? I hate to say it, Jason. I think he gets it. I just don't think he cares.
Like, I'll say things like, I'm losing my house, and he'll be like, oh, but just come play pool.
I just don't think he cares. Dude, Jason, haven't you learned anything from being friends with a popular YouTuber? You just told him you might lose your house, and he invites you over. You think he really wants to play pool, dude? He's probably gonna Mr. Beast you. He's probably inviting you over so he can, like, surprise you with a new house. He might make you do Squid Games for it, but you have a chance to win a new house. Maybe he'll give you a new car. Or, you know, surprise you with his new car like he did that one time.
My surprise to you is that I'm buying myself a car.
I know, right?
That was cool. I will say it is interesting that David seemingly stopped doing the extravagant giveaways once he stopped doing the vlog. I wonder what the correlation there is. That's kind of weird.
There was a great TikTok that he sent, which was like some guy. It's just the guy that has like a lot of money and can do anything all day. He's like, oh, Diplo's having a party tonight, and like and it's literally like things that David has said.
David sent Jason a TikTok of a rich, out of touch guy being like, oh my god, dude, this is so me. Dude, look at this TikTok. This is so me. That moment when you're rich and you're partying with Diplo and you're talking about how much you hate Jason Nash and how poor Jason Nash is. Guys, comment below if you found this relatable.
But if you think about it, though, from 18 to like what, 23, 24.
Oh, he was hitting it.
He never drank. I don't think he ever drank. Even when we would visit him, we'd be up till like midnight, just like watching the edits, just like.
Wow, he worked hard for 5 years? Let the man party, dude. Please do not burden David's poor gentle soul with your financial woes. Just let the man play pool and play with him, for God's sake. I mean, look, I don't doubt that he worked hard. The dude posted 3 vlogs a week. I'm sure it was a lot of hard work, but you know who also worked hard? Everybody in his vlogs. I mean, that dude just said it himself. They all stayed up with him until midnight watching the edits to make sure they were good. This was a group endeavor. And I know what people say. They say like, well, David gave them the opportunities, you know? He didn't have to make them famous. Yeah, he kind of did. That was like the whole point of his vlogs, was his friends. David wasn't just making them famous because he was a good, generous guy. He was doing it because that's what was working. They made him famous as much as he made them famous.
Now it's like the complete opposite. Everyone's like working, and here's him just like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And it's like a Tuesday night. Everyone's working.
Yeah, man, that is kind of a crazy switch. Whereas before, David was working and everyone was helping him. Now everyone else is working, so naturally David is partying with Diplo. Naturally, a lot of the conversation around Jason's live streams has revolved around the confusion as to why he wouldn't just get like a normal job if he was strapped for cash, or if like the social media thing wasn't working out.
Can someone make Jason Nash a fucking DoorDash account?
People are wondering, why is he pursuing this career that is like universally seen as embarrassing or cringe, rather than just getting a 9-to-5? And I totally get that criticism, because I do love being a creator. I love getting to be my own boss. I love being creative on a daily basis, working with people that I'm really inspired by, entertaining people. But if this exact version of being a creator stopped being feasible, would I start doing GIF streams on TikTok? Hell no. And not even necessarily because it's like embarrassing or cringe. It's just that like what I enjoy about being a creator, that does not accomplish. There's no being creative. There's no entertaining people. At a certain point, you like strip out all of the fun parts of the career and you just have only the most superficial parts of it left. Just money and fame. So no, if like this YouTube channel didn't work out anymore, there's a billion other things I would rather do that would be more enticing to me than like gift streaming on Twitch. But maybe Jason likes it. He doesn't look like he does, but maybe he does. On the other hand, I could say that Jason is also older. He's lived a lot more life, he's had a lot more experience, and his career in the entertainment industry has gone through a lot more ups and downs than mine has. From what I can tell, Jason has been a stand-up comedian, he's been in TV shows, he's been a podcaster, a Viner, and a Vlog Squad member, and now a TikTok Live gift battler. Between all of those seasons of his life, I'm sure there was downtime where he could have thought, oh, maybe this isn't for me, I'm gonna get up and go get a normal job. And then, lo and behold, the next opportunity comes along. So in some sense, I do understand if Jason's mentality is like, maybe I'm just gonna do this for a little while until I get my next thing off the ground.
And I know that when I started Vine, people said the same thing to me. They're like, what are you doing? Why are you doing Vine? You know? And I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. And then I did YouTube and people were like, why are you doing YouTube? And I feel like when you're first to something, that can really pan out.
Yeah, I do get what you're saying, but also I don't know if this is the same as Vine and YouTube. Saying he's the first to this new thing like TikTok gift battling is gonna be the next big thing is very worrying to me. Please don't make that the next big thing, guys. On top of all that, there is this sort of like gamification in your head that happens when you're a content creator. Because so much of it is like numbers based, you're always looking at your analytics, hoping your numbers go up. It becomes kind of a game in your head to see if you can do better than you did last month or last year. Because of that, I feel like in a lot of content creators' heads, quitting or pursuing a different career path is seen as like losing the game, even if it's subconscious. That being said, I don't think that's a healthy way to look at it, and I would encourage people who are pursuing being a creator to find other passions that, you know, if this didn't work out, you could pursue that instead, because I think just clinging to relevancy for relevancy's sake is not a good thing. But why try to guess what Jason's thinking when someone literally asked him on his own podcast why he doesn't just get a job?
This isn't me saying this as a negative thing.
Yes,
I'm just totally asking.
Please.
Yeah.
Why don't I get a real job?
No, I know why you do it.
Yeah.
But like...
No, man. I know why you do it. It's pretty clear to me. But, could you tell everyone else why you do this?
Someone said that the other day, why don't you get into real estate? I'm like,
I hate it.
I don't have a real estate license.
Bo Granny?
Oh yeah, I forgot. You have to be born with a real estate license to do real estate. But darn, Jason Nash was born with a TikTok account. So he has to do that instead.
Right. Now look, would I be on TikTok Live if I wasn't in like a financial hole? I don't know. Probably not. But also like YouTube wasn't really working. And I needed to find something. OnlyFans. I can't do OnlyFans.
This is such an unrelatable thought process to most people. YouTube is not working out for him, and his first thought is OnlyFans? TikTok begging people for money? It just comes off as being so set on being an influencer that nothing else matters to this guy.
Listen, it is what it is. It's like, I was on Vine, I was on YouTube, I was on Snapchat, and now I'm doing this.
Don't say it like that.
Now I'm doing this.
I mean, I do like it.
No, man, I don't think you do. Not after that. We all saw that. So anyway, it is what it is, and I have to do it because I love it, and it's my favorite thing. Phew, that was close. Hey, we can hear you. What? You said that was close out loud. Oh no!
Do you ever think about going
to DoorDash
or to like a? I just never thought it's entertainment or nothing. I don't care what it is. Like,
what would you suggest I do?
No. It's just that
we get a job at Lululemon.
From what I can gather from this clip and the way they're laughing about the prospect of being a DoorDash driver or working at Lululemon, those jobs are not even on the table for Jason. I don't know his personal finances, but Jason lives in LA, he owns a house, he has kids, he has a wife. So I feel like when he's saying things like, I don't have any other skills, what he's really saying is, I don't have any other skills that would allow me to live the exact same life that I'm currently living. And honestly, I could understand if he really does like the
TikTok live streaming thing, but don't laugh at other jobs like Lululemon or DoorDash like you're so above doing them, yet you're on TikTok literally asking people for money. And I do totally get that Jason has kids that he has to support, that I'm totally empathetic to that situation. It is kind of ironic that his solution to that is to ask other people's kids for money online, but that's neither here nor there. This whole situation kind of reminds me of this TikTok I saw about a month ago. My Roman Empire is all of those influencers who dropped out of college or quit their jobs, moved to LA, then became irrelevant. Like, where did they go? What are they doing now? One interesting thing that I don't know if a lot of people know is that I feel like a lot of creators who get into this situation can actually leverage some of the connections they make while they're relevant and some of the skills that they've learned to get jobs at like marketing agencies, talent agencies, social media companies, or working for other creators behind the scenes. There's actually a lot of opportunities out there, which I would know because my first job out of college was working for a YouTube MCN. While I was still on Vine, I graduated college and I was worried that that wasn't going to be a stable career, so I actually got a job working at an MCN. And then I also worked at the YouTube channel Corridor for a while before my YouTube channel took off. So just throwing that out there, there are other career opportunities where you get to be involved in the creator space, even writing or acting, stuff like that. But it doesn't have to be your operation. You can just get a stable job. All right, it's time to talk about David again. While everyone was making fun of Jason for doing the TikTok live streaming thing, David paid him a visit on Snapchat.
Dude, you're kind of becoming a legend on TikTok now.
I know. Not in a good way.
Yeah, but I think it's fun.
No, man, this is a great look. This is awesome. Multi-millionaire visits former unpaid employee wearing a crown to make fun of his new job. David, do you know why, perchance, Jason has to do the TikTok live streaming? Have you thought about that at all? During your long nights of playing pool?
Bye, guys. Thanks for having us over in your,
Bye, guys.
In your little hobbit home.
And make fun of his house before you leave? Check. Great job. Now, with all of this talk about David and Jason, I just want to make it clear, do not go and send any hate to these people in real life, especially Jason. Jason actually got swatted mid-live during one of his streams a few weeks ago, which is obviously horrible.
Anybody else inside? No. Okay, hold on. Let's get it put together and then...
This is obviously a horrible situation, actually terrifying. But I cannot help but break a little smile when I look over and the two people he's gift battling are the Dobre brothers. I don't think there's a single funnier sight than watching the two of these blankly stare into the camera and not understanding what's going on. Also, imagine your gift battle opponent getting swatted and he's still crushing you, dude. That's gotta hurt. My big takeaway from all of this is if you are pursuing being a content creator, I would heavily recommend being super careful about the way you go about it. I would highly recommend not letting your success be at all related to the success of another influencer. You don't want to be the guy from David's vlogs when David stops the vlogs. Also, save your money. This career that we have, we don't know how long it's gonna last. I mean, I sort of view it as being any other type of entertainer. You're only relevant for so long, or like an athlete or something. You can only be in your prime for a certain amount of time, so save as much as you can. It's really easy to get caught up in the lifestyle of an influencer and like partying all the time and flying on private jets, buying expensive cars. And if you can make this career last for like 20 to 30 years, that's awesome. That's insane, but it's definitely not guaranteed. So just be careful, all right? For me, for your old pal Dan. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my fans here on YouTube, and if you just watch this whole video, that means you kinda gotta be a Greg now. I don't make the rules, sorry. Except for that rule I actually did make, but all the other rules I don't make. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. What's up, Greg? Lately, I've been seeing a lot of discourse around alpha male podcasts on YouTube. I've seen a lot of really good commentary videos talking about these insanely misogynistic podcasts where the hosts, under the ruse of giving dating advice for men, will basically just insult women for an hour straight. Guys, here at the Fit Wolf podcast, we know that the dating game is tough these days, you know? Men don't know what women want and are finding it harder and harder to find a good girl to settle down with. So tip number one to finding a good girl is invent a time machine. Invent a time machine and go back to the 1750s, because that's the only way you're gonna find a decent woman, because every woman nowadays is a thought. That's right, Every single Michelle out there that I used to date a month ago is a thought. They get mad at the dumbest things, like saying that women have no inherent value and their only purpose on this earth is to bear my children. And they forget to turn off location sharing even though they broke up with me a month ago. Michelle, I know you're over at my friend Brandon's house right now.
I'm outside.
But I think I might have found something that takes things one step further. I saw this video on Reddit the other day that's a trailer for something called The War Room. And instead of being a podcast for these like alpha male, misogynist, entrepreneur type guys, this is a club for those same types of guys.
After I joined the War Room, that was the year I made $100,000.
On the surface, this kind of just seems like a trailer for a club where you get to hang out with a bunch of bald guys and smoke cigars and talk about business and making money.
1 year ago, I did not even have a business. I didn't make money. Now I make 5 figures every month.
I didn't have a business. I didn't make money. I didn't even want to start a business before I was forced to join the War Room at gunpoint a year ago. But now, I have a business where I'm selling fitness products to all of my friends. And if I get them to sign up too, and their friends to sign up too, and their friends to sign up too, I could be making minimum wage. But if you watch a little bit longer and you look a little bit closer, there's more here than meets the eye. For example, quotes like these.
Making money is easy. You just take it from somebody.
Doesn't sound like making money. That just sounds like stealing.
In the War Room, you learn how to be James Bond, where you can just pick up any weapon.
I'm sorry, I think I'm struggling to see the connection between business and knowing how to use any weapon. Is the War Room an actual militia? I was just assuming the war in War Room was just for branding because men like violence, but now I'm kind of scared. It keeps cutting back and forth to like shots of them shooting guns. I'm a little worried about making this video, honestly. Usually when I make commentary videos, the biggest thing I have to worry about is getting a copyright strike, but now I'm worried about getting a drone strike. A lot of times, like, the alpha male types will use metaphors like talking about how we're like wolves or like how love is like a war. So I assume this is like a metaphor, like business is like war and dating is like war. But the War Room is like war is like war. Get your gun, dude. We attack at dawn.
A lot of people had a bad time in college. I was not one of them. And I quitted a lot of that.
Did that guy just shoot fire out of his hands? What does that have to do with any of the skills you learn in this club? I didn't know anything about business before I joined the War Room, but I've been a member for 5 months and now I'm a wizard. How does being a wizard help you with business in any way? Does being magic help you organize your finances in some way? Who said anything about business? You did. That's what this club is about, isn't it? That's it. This interview's over. Okay, I'll stop. Give me money now. Definitely makes me want to join. You got dudes shooting guns, swimming, doing group exercises on a hilltop, watching other people gamble, smoking cigars. It kind of just seems like one super long bachelor party for men whose wives have already left them. And then at the end of the video, it gives you the URL to sign up. It says 54 countries, 1,000 members, and resist slavery. That's the last thing it says in the whole video. It says resist slavery, and then the video ends. And it's like, yeah, I will. I am. So I keep saying this club is about business because that's kind of what the trailer was implying. It's about like networking with all of these rich, influential people, making money, stealing it from people, using your magical powers to steal money from innocent civilians. But if you go to their website, there's not really any reference to business, which is confusing. And the description on their website says this: the War Room is a global network in which exemplars of individualism work to free the modern man from socially induced incarceration. Okay, but like, what do you guys do? Like, if I join, what do I get to do? I get you're gonna free me from socially induced incarceration, but what does freedom look like to you guys? Is it like, am I quitting my job to go to a cigar pool party? This package costs £4,000 and they have packages on their website that go up to £7,997. Do any of these guys not see the irony and being like, individualism rules, dude. Society is like jail. If you conform to society, that's like being in prison, basically. You're basically a slave at that point, while also being like, yeah, I paid $7,000 to join a club where everyone looks and dresses like me. I didn't want to be a stereotype, okay? So I joined a man club to smoke cigars and shoot guns. And that's sort of what makes me an individualist. It just feels like they're kind of playing the like, I'm not like other guys card. And I guess in some sense they're not like other guys because most guys can't bend the elements to their will like that one guy. But other than that, I mean, it's just like all the pictures are just guys hanging out in dimly lit clubs, doing military style drills
grills. I don't know what's going on here. In case you're not sold yet and you haven't been convinced to join, let me read you a little bit more because the War Room's website uses like every cliche pickup artist tactic to try to get you to join this club. We got the classic negging. What can you bring to the War Room? Truthfully, very little. Probably nothing at all. You are not ready for the War Room. You will not revolutionize what we built. If you had the capabilities we required, you would already be inside. What? They think I can't bring anything to the War Room? They think I'm some kind of sucker who doesn't have my life in order and can't manage my money. I'll show them. I'm gonna take out a 4th mortgage on my home and I'm gonna join this club. We'll see how stupid they think I am then. They also use like the get it while you still can technique that's in like every as seen on TV commercial. This chance won't last forever. We will not hold this open for everyone. Soon, membership will close. The War Room members and their sons will remain the closed wielders of global influence into eternity. Holy shit, dude. They're closing submission soon? I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go. I'm not doing this for me, okay? I'm doing this for my son. I guess my son gets to be in the club too if I join. I gotta go. Now, I don't have any way to look and see how long it said this on the website, but if I had to guess, I would guess that it's been on there as long as this website has existed. Why would they close submissions? How does that make any sense? Do they want to stop making money? The founder of this club is like, whoa, I'm too rich, all right? That's one thing we teach in the War Room is you can't have too much money. I mean, if this is like a militia, do they have enough soldiers? Is that why they're closing? Soon, 1,000 bald men wearing tightly fitting t-shirts will be storming the beaches. We can't wait around for you forever. So you might be wondering who the head of this club is, right? It must be someone like very rich and influential if he's expecting to get people to join just based on like the connections that you can get from the club, right? Well, this is where things get a lot more creepy. And also not monetizable. This is the part that is the reason this video probably doesn't have ads on it. My name is Andrew Tate. I'm a retired 4-time world champion kickboxer who is now a multi-millionaire, and I'm the most competent person on the entire planet to teach you about male-female interactions. How did I become rich? Webcam. Definitely gonna need him to elaborate on that a little bit. That's so vague. Mr. Bezos, please. You're the richest person in the world. Do you have any advice to young up-and-coming entrepreneurs on how to start a business and how to get rich like you? Book. Huh? Book. Need I say more? Yes, please say more. We literally have no idea what you're talking about. So you're probably thinking like, did this guy invent webcams or something? Is he like famous on Twitch or something? Is this Sapnap? I don't know. I've been running a webcam studio for nearly a decade. I've had over 75 girls work for me, and my business model is different than 99% of webcam studio owners. If you had to guess whether it's different because it's more creepy or less creepy than other webcam studios, what would you guess? Go ahead and vote down in the comments below, guys. Do you think this is gonna be creepy or no? Over 50% of my employees were actually my girlfriend at the time, and of all my girlfriends, none were in the adult entertainment industry before they met me. My job was to get women to fall in love with me. Literally, that was my job. My job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, test if she's quality, get her to fall in love with me to where she'd do anything I say. Holy shit, this is insane. And then he gets them to join his webcam empire where he gets them to do, you know, he gets them to get nasty on camera. I'm not a lawyer, but does this not... Does this not feel illegal? At the very least, this seems like insanely creepy. This feels abusive. It feels like he's just confessing to crimes. That's why I want you to join the War Room, all right? You're gonna learn about making money, picking up women. You're gonna form a militia to protect me from an international tribunal for my many crimes that break international law. For legal reasons, that was a joke, okay? I don't know if this is legal or not. So I guess what he meant when he just said the word webcam was that he's exploiting a ton of women online for his own personal gain. In hindsight, it seems so obvious. How did I not guess that? Let's watch another promotional video for the War Room. This is on Andrew Tate's YouTube channel, and it's called The Matrix Predicted the Great Reset Explained. Basically, it's a video where this guy compares his life to the Matrix.
We are living inside of the Matrix, and I am Morpheus. I know you're sitting thinking, why did Tate not decide he was Neo? Because Tate has all the Aikido and the masterful, nearly superhuman abilities.
Yeah, I used to be a kickboxer, so I'm basically in the Matrix. Actually, the reason I take the War Room guys to the gun range so much is so they can shoot at me and I can dodge the bullets like Neo. It's like, okay, dude, if anyone here has superpowers in the War Room, we know who it is. And it is not you.
And when I say we're living inside the Matrix, I'm not stating that with irony or as a joke. We are genuinely, actually living inside of the Matrix. The Matrix is real.
Yeah, something tells me that even though he keeps saying literally, and this is not a metaphor, that it is a metaphor. Something tells me he's not literally saying that we're living in a computer simulation that's controlled by, like, aliens or whatever the Matrix is about. I actually haven't seen the Matrix. I think that's what it's about. Something tells me that's not the point that this guy is making, even though he keeps saying literally. In the description of this video, it says stage 1 fighting against the Matrix is to become rich. Learn how here. I'm sorry, that's the first step? You know it's gonna be an unhelpful article when step 1 is become rich. Like step 1 is something that takes years and some people will never do it. Also, again, I haven't seen The Matrix, but I'm fairly certain that was not the first step in breaking out. I don't think Morpheus was like, listen, machines are trapping humans and using them as batteries in their simulation, and the only way we can break out is by setting up a dropshipping business and investing in Ethereum. Ethereum's actually great because you can verify smart contracts. It's actually the best crypto out there. Imagine if this dude is right and we really are living in the Matrix. Like, what does being free look like? Oh my God. I did it. I'm free. I made it out. All right. Hey guys, we got another one. All right. Welcome to the club, buddy. Hell yeah. Congratulations, man. Yep. You finally made it out of the simulation. Thank you guys so much. Where's everybody else at? What do you mean everybody else? Yeah, the only other person here is my girlfriend who I'm scamming. Or I mean dating. Yeah, but I mean like in the whole world. Like there's gotta be more than just you guys in the real world, right? What the fuck? You don't like us? No, it's not like that. I mean, sorry. I was picturing there being more than just like 3 normal guys in a room when I exited the Matrix. Normal? What the hell, man? Yeah, we're not normal. We shoot guns and make money out here. Yeah, we're big into making cash out here, man. Did they do that in the Matrix? They actually do, yeah. Not the way we do it. Okay, how do you do it? Hey, you're stealing my shit! Okay, I'm just saying, all things considered, you guys don't really seem that different. Honestly, if anything, this seems more like a simulation than the world I was just in. How so? Look at you guys. You're all holding guns. All you do is talk about business. You guys are like NPCs from GTA. You all look like slight variations of the same sim. Are you guys sure this isn't a video game? All right, man, as if I'm gonna take advice from a beta-ass bitch like you anyway. I'm just saying. Okay, that was actually sick. You guys should have led with that. How was that not the first thing you guys wanted to show me? You know what, man? Get out of here. You don't belong here anyway. Yeah! What? Go! Get out of here! We don't want you! Yeah! Okay, alright, I'll go. Honestly, I'm actually not really sure how to get back, but if one of you show me, I will go. Get the fuck out of here, man! Get lost, you son of a gun! Go! What are you still doing Get out of here! Go! I feel like this is definitely a video game.
How can I keep my husband? I want to keep him happy. And I think all the women listening too, they want to know the secret.
I'll tell you the secrets. Men are biologically designed. We're evolutionarily hardwired to seek status. You want power, you want status, you want the fast car. You don't care about the car. You want everyone to know you have the car and they can't have the car. Right. If everyone had a Lambo, you wouldn't want a Lambo. So every single thing we do is status driven to some degree.
It's true.
Meaning the female we are with has to add status to our lives in some form. If you want to keep your man happy, you need to think, how do I make my man look better to the world? How do I make him look better in front of other men?
What a bizarre take, dude. How to be a good woman? Make your man look good to other men. You basically need to be a wingman for your husband to pick up dudes. I hate arguments like this so much. Alpha dudes are always trying to bring up like what men are hardwired to do. What have men been evolutionarily designed to do? Here he's saying that like men are hardwired to seek status. Men want a Lamborghini. You know how every men want a Lamborghini because it's a status symbol. Even if it worked out that like evolutionarily that's something that is in men's nature, that doesn't make it good. You know what else is in our nature? Thinking sugar tastes really good. If you didn't tell someone that sugar was bad for you, they would think like, oh my God, this is the best thing in the world because it tastes really good. If you put 10 pounds of candy in front of a caveman, he would eat all of it and then he would throw up. And then he would die, probably, because he's never eaten that much sugar before. But hey, I guess that's just kind of what he was hardwired to do. So if you want to be a good cave wife, you gotta go out there and you gotta get your man as much candy as you can find. You want to go to the store and buy him one of those lollipops that's as big as his head that he always wanted when he was a kid, but his mom would never let him have. And that's the only way to keep men happy, all right? These alpha male type guys are always trying to sound like scientific. Like this is the science-backed way to attract a mate. And this is the evolutionary way that relationships are supposed to be. But I feel like if they were being honest, they would recognize that there's a difference between what humans like naturally are inclined to do and what is healthy and what is sustainable. You know what else increases your status? Murder. Can't be anyone higher up on the hierarchy if they're all dead, right? right? It's weird, I don't see any of them advocating that, but it's the same primal instinct that they're talking about, so why don't they? To prove what a sick and cool lifestyle this guy has, here is a video that he posted on Christmas while apparently alone in a hotel room.
Merry Christmas. I think a lot of people have the wrong idea about me. They look at me and they go, you hear about that Tate guy, you know, he's the 4-time kickboxing world champion, he's tall, he's strong, he's smart, he's fucking gorgeous.
That's the wrong idea? People have the wrong idea about me. He's smart, he's rich, he's tall, he's funny. When in actuality, I am short, rude, and poor. Anyway, yeah, that's the war room. I feel like this video took a lot of twists and turns, but as I kept clicking on different links on this dude's website, I just kept getting more and more shocked at what I was finding. So hopefully this was an entertaining video. I was considering purchasing like a war room membership as part of a follow-up video, but I honestly do not feel good about putting any money in this guy's pockets. I'm honestly a little bit worried that if I paid this guy 7,000 pounds, it would go towards like more guns or like a prison cell for his employees. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and now it's time to talk about our sponsor. Guys, you know what you're probably not gonna get if you spend $5,000 to hang out with the guys from the war room? Delicious home-cooked meals, which is why I thoroughly believe that today's sponsor, HelloFresh, is a much better investment than the war room. HelloFresh has been a long-time sponsor of the channel, and I love their service. Every week, they send you 3 delicious meals that you get to cook at home with all of the ingredients pre-portioned, so you can skip all of the prepping and planning and going to the grocery store that, if you're like me, stresses you out about dinner time. HelloFresh is equipped to be able to serve a bunch of different lifestyles. With fit and wholesome recipes and low calories or carbs, you can indulge in delicious meals without having to worry about breaking your diet. My favorite things about HelloFresh are that 1, I only know how to cook a handful of things, and HelloFresh has a huge variety of recipes. Like every week you get to choose from something different. And 2, they're a super sustainable option. The packaging that they send you your food in is already recycled content, and HelloFresh cuts down on your food waste by 25% over grocery shopping. Cooking with HelloFresh is fun and honestly super easy. Anybody can follow the instructions and it'll kind of make you feel like a chef. So if you want to check out HelloFresh, then go to HelloFresh.com and use my code TrulyGreg16 to get 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. I don't know what the surprise gifts are, but if it's anything like their food, I'd say it's worth it. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for supporting my channel by checking out HelloFresh. All right, thanks for watching. Bye. Croc, 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 croc. What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of Croc. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you may remember me making a video about the movie Standing Ovation like 5 years ago. And you might think that that movie should have nothing to do with the movie we're going to be watching today, Croc. Because, well, Standing Ovation is about a ragtag group of girls competing in a singing and dancing competition, while Croc is about a man-eating crocodile brutally murdering dozens of people. Come to think of it, in Standing Ovation, I don't think even one person is brutally murdered by a crocodile, but the movies are related nonetheless, because they were both directed by this man, Stuart Raffill. Stuart directed Standing Ovation, he directed Croc, he directed another movie called Bad Girl Island, which I'm very curious about, and he also coincidentally directed Mac and Me, that E.T. ripoff from the 80s that Drew has talked about on his channel, and also Paul Rudd always used to bring a clip of on Conan. This man has a prolific career of creating low-budget films that leave you questioning if what you just watched could even be considered a movie. And it's no different. Alright man, what was your strategy here? What are you doing? Why are you even in that position? That's not gonna help you get away.
Maybe if I just pretend I'm already dead, he won't be mad at me anymore. Maybe he'll feel guilty. And then he won't want to eat my whole head. Oh no, he ate my whole head!
Now I know what you guys want. You just want me to go through and show you all the scenes where somebody gets eaten by the crocodile. You know how I know that? Because this whole movie is on YouTube and all of the most rewatched parts are the parts where somebody gets eaten by the crocodile. But first, the movie has to introduce all the characters and set up the plot and the story. Blah. But hey, at least the plot of this movie probably mostly revolves around the crocodile, right? Oh, no, don't worry. That crocodile doesn't want to eat you. He wants to sleep with you. But unfortunately, she's mine, so back off! Does that make you feel better? She's not having it, but don't worry, Jack's not getting his farm shut down. He's the main character of this story. He knows how to treat his animals. He's a good old American boy. USA! USA!
He's a pretty rich guy, yeah?
That line is my favorite line in the whole movie. The inflection is so strange.
He's a pretty rich guy, yeah?
What? Don't worry, kind stranger, as we've grown quite fond of your nephew over these past, 12 seconds. So naturally, we've decided to help you commit arson to escape the police. Time to skip town, right? Now that the police, animal welfare, tax enforcement, and this construction company are all after him. Nope, he just goes back to work like nothing happened. But not before someone else gets killed by a crocodile. Also, not before we talk about today's sponsor, Rocket Money. I signed up for Paramount Plus so I could watch old seasons of Survivor, but unfortunately, the experience of using Paramount Plus is so bad that I never use it. I don't know if it's just the app on my TV specifically, but episodes of that show used to be shot in a 4:3 aspect ratio, but Paramount Plus stretches it out to widescreen. Meanwhile, all of the ads, which are shot in widescreen, for some reason are squished down to 4:3. Also, pausing doesn't work. It actually took me like days to even sign up for Paramount Plus. I don't know why. I tried on every device and they just didn't want my money for some reason. That being said, I am very happy that Rocket Money is sponsoring today's video because it gives me a good excuse to complain about Paramount Plus. I stopped using it a while ago, but forgot to cancel the subscription, which is why Rocket Money comes in handy. Rocket Money safely and securely identifies recurring charges and lets you cancel those subscriptions with just a couple of clicks in the app. You don't need to worry about pesky customer service calls. You don't need to worry about Jeff Probst coming to your house to ask you why you're canceling your subscription. It just works. Rocket Money also has some great budgeting tools. You can monitor your spending by category, create budgets so you can get the most out of your money, and develop good saving habits. Rocket Money has helped save customers up to $740 a year when they use all the features, with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. So to save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/Danny or click the link in the description to get started with Rocket Money for free. And you can also unlock even more features with premium. That's rocketmoney.com/Danny to get started for free. Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Rocket Money. Now back to the video. After the whole escaping from the police incident, two of those teens from the bar decide to go make out in the ocean.
This is great.
They're smooching, they're making out. The boy goes underwater to... I actually don't know what he was planning on doing down there. It kind of looks like he's going to suck on her toes. But you know who that attracts? The croc! The croc said, hold on. If anybody's sucking on anybody's toes around here, you better believe it's gonna be the most sexually aggressive reptile. So he eats the boy, and then he eats the girl, all while this lone, terrified girl watches on in horror. I love how casually she rides away. She is in no rush. Ah, a killer croc! I gotta go get help! But I shouldn't go too fast. I gotta focus on me. I gotta take care of myself first.
My sister here saw a young girl get attacked by a crocodile.
Are you sure? Yeah, no, good call. No need to give any credence to the girl who literally saw them get eaten by an alligator. Yeah, she was probably just making it up. She probably just wanted attention. She's like curled up in a corner, traumatized somewhere, and they're just like, stop lying! There's no such thing as alligators, you idiot! You killed them, didn't you? During this scene, there's a mysterious man just kind of lurking on the sidelines of the investigation. He's not part of the police. He's just there. And he's mysterious, but it seems like he might have a hunch. And then suddenly, the police pull a leg out of the water. We assumed so. You're a police officer, and you pulled up with like 15 other police officers. I know what it looks like, but no strip club tonight, Jack. Yeah, I know. People are dying. I'm here on official business. Unless... No, dude, we have to catch this crocodile before it kills again. Right. Yes, exactly. But what if it's at the strip club? Yo! So the girl that Theo was flirting with at the bar is having a funeral for her cousin. And since everyone thinks it was Jack's crocodile that ate the cousin, they are not very happy when he shows up. He's asking, are you okay and what's wrong, when everybody doesn't want to talk to him. Dude, somebody died. What's going on? Why is everyone so sad? Hey, where's your cousin? The ugly one. And why'd you even ask if you weren't gonna care what he said? He gave you the worst answer you could possibly hear while your kids are in the water, and you were still like, yeah, I don't care. But look, we know from earlier that sure, this movie is violent, but they would never actually show a child getting murdered by a crocodile. No!
Basically just the really dumb, slow ones. One thing that really surprised me about this movie is how overwhelmingly positive all of the comments on YouTube are. This movie is super boring, the acting is really bad, there are long periods of seemingly pointless plot development, and yet the YouTube comments seem to love it. But they are pretty much exclusively all about how pretty the scenery in Thailand is, and not about the movie or the plot at all. So I guess that makes sense. Great movie, well filmed, nice locations. Beautiful filming, never thought Thailand was so perfect a paradise. Thanks so much. Yeah, well, it's not that perfect if people keep getting eaten by alligators, is it? Great movie with beautiful scenery. Thanks. Do these people think that the director invented Thailand? Because he didn't. It's been around for a while and you can go there. So they find the croc and they kill it. It's honestly pretty unsatisfying. I don't know what I was expecting, for them to like pull off the mask of the alligator and it was the tax investigator all along. But I was hoping for some kind of closure as to like why this happened, outside of two fishermen woke him up with a bomb. The ending of this movie is very somber. They're all just kind of traumatized on their little boat until Jack's sister asks Croc if the crocodile ate his leg. I forgot to mention, Croc only has one leg. I don't know if you've noticed that. And so you just assume, oh, he must be hunting the croc because the croc ate his leg. And Croc says, good, good. I was hoping this movie would end like an episode of The Big Bang Theory. Well guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. What's going on with hypnotism? On one hand, I've heard it's real, and I've seen some incredible videos of people like forgetting their own names under hypnosis.
What's your name?
But on the other hand, if it is real, I feel like we're all very nonchalant about that fact. Like, there are just people out there that can take over your mind for a little bit. How does that work? I especially want to know, what's it like to be the person getting hypnotized? Give me an interview with the person who just forgot their own name. What happened to you? Anyways, I'm gonna try to get hypnotized like 3 different ways to find out if hypnosis is real and what it feels like. Y'all wanna come? Good, because I actually already did the first one. I found this YouTube video called Can I Hypnotize You in 30 Seconds? And I thought that sounds quick to do. So I just did it right before I filmed this intro.
Have you ever wondered, could I be hypnotized? Am I the sort of person that's susceptible to mind control? Well, it's not mind control, it's just thinking about things. And sometimes the things we think about are the things that happen. So if you want to try something, all you need to do is get your hands, put your hands together like this, and clasp them together like that. Now take your index fingers and put them parallel. And just focus your eyes on that gap between the 2 fingers. Just focus your eyes really strongly on the gap. And as you do that, imagine that the ends of your fingers are like magnets. And the magnets are getting stronger and stronger with every second. And the more that you imagine that the magnets are pulling your fingers together, the stronger they become until your fingers can get closer and closer. And if they are moving, if they're closing together,
that's weird.
I can show you how susceptible you are. If they're not moving, maybe that's because you're trying really hard to make it not.
No, they're already together.
Keep imagining that those magnets are pulling them together.
They already are together. All right, well, I guess that worked. I guess I don't know, is that hypnotism? Is that what hypnotism is? It kind of just felt like my fingers just wanted to be together, like when you hold them like this, they naturally do that. Do they just naturally do that? No, I guess I can hold them like this just fine. Okay, well, dang, maybe I got hypnotized that quick. The second type of hypnosis is hypnotherapy. I always kind of just assumed hypnosis was fake until I talked to a family member who said they got hypnotized to stop smoking. But apparently there are hypnotherapists all over the place who are more than happy to hypnotize you for a wide variety of things, like addiction, phobias, throat lump issues. Bad karma won't go away. These are real ones from actual hypnotherapist websites. As for myself, I'm hoping to get hypnotized to cure my lifelong battle with my nails. I've bitten my nails as long as I can remember. I hate it. Laura hates it. I bite my nails so much I chip my tooth. So hopefully this guy can fix it, or at least replace it with like a healthier habit like smoking. I really want this to work, so I've intentionally like not looked up much about hypnotherapy, because my instincts tell me it's one of those things that you have to like fully buy into, and I don't want to read something that makes me doubt it. So the only thing I know right now is that I'm going to be paying $450 over 2 sessions to get hypnotized via Zoom. Okay, so for privacy reasons, I can't actually show the hypnotist in the video or play his voice, but I'm gonna describe best I can what happened in this call. To my surprise, he kind of spent the first few minutes just giving me basic nail-biting advice that has nothing to do with hypnosis. He recommended I get a nail file, pick 1 day a week that's my nail care day. He also said I should meditate because that would help with stress and reduce my nail biting on its own. And he taught me a self-hypnosis that I can do anytime I feel the urge to bite my nails from here on out. And then the last thing he told me before he started hypnotizing
was that he highly recommends I listen to the recording of our hypnosis session every night before I go to sleep. And with that, it was time to be hypnotized. For this portion, he actually hung up the Zoom call and then called me on a regular phone call. I don't know if he just like didn't want the visual distraction of him on the screen or if he wanted to like put on pajamas or something. He started by trying to get me as relaxed as possible, focusing on different areas of my body from head to toe and imagining that they were getting heavier and heavier to the point where my body felt like it was sinking into the couch. And I'm guessing this is the point where I'm supposed to be like fully in a hypnotic state, because from here on out, he basically tells me this kind of inspirational, energizing story that's gonna change my mindset around my nails. I followed his instructions, imagining my body dematerializing an array of light that shines around me, protecting my teeth and my nails. And I rode the ray of light to a peaceful beach, where I laid with a different version of myself lying on either side of me. On my left was the version of myself who bites my nails. On the right was a calm, cool, and confident version of myself with absolutely pristine nails. This was all a very peaceful and relaxing experience. I never did worry that somebody else had control over my mind, but I did have doubts as to whether I was really being hypnotized. It was a pretty long time that my eyes were closed, and I had a hard time paying attention for that long, so I'd catch myself thinking about other stuff, and then I'd be like, oh no, this is gonna ruin the hypnotism. And there were a few times the hypnotist did this alarming thing where he would just whisper a command like this. He'd be like, and now you're going to stop biting your nails. Anyway, all I had to do from here was I'm fucking cured, man. That night, I tucked myself into bed and listened to the hypnosis recording as instructed, which did feel a little silly given that the session had only ended like 30 minutes ago, but hey, maybe getting hypnotized back to back will make the effects even stronger. Again, I did feel very relaxed during this recording, but I still didn't know if I could say I was hypnotized. Good night. The next morning, however, I did notice that I wasn't really biting my nails or really even looking at them. Maybe it was just in my head, but they looked hard, like actually unpleasant to bite. Was I really hypnotized last night, or was I just discovering the placebo effect? I don't even care. I squealed with delight and got to work, filming for a different video I'm working on right now, enjoying my new non-nail biting self. Oh wait, what the hell? Did I just bite my nail? Damn it. Well, good thing I was filming when I did it. Shit, I bit my nail. Damn. Well, that's obviously not great. Man, I was really optimistic this morning that it actually worked and I was hypnotized, but then I stopped paying attention for 1 second, and I'm not just having the urge to bite my nails, but I already bit it? How am I supposed to stop biting my nails if my body just does it without even asking first? I'm worried now. I feel like I was just living an illusion this morning, and none of it worked. I just pulled the bottom card out of a house of cards and the whole thing just tumbled over. Maybe I am a nail biter and I always will be. And on top of that, I'm dumb for spending $250 on this. And on top of that, I'm ugly. Doesn't have to do with my nail biting. I just feel really down on myself right now. I did do the self-hypnosis that he taught me right afterwards. Again, still not exactly sure that that's hypnotizing me. I'm gonna continue doing everything I was supposed to do, listening to the recording, doing the self-hypnosis as needed, and meditating, and hopefully this was just a glitch, and everything's gonna be fine. To my surprise, something did seem to change after this. The next few days, I did have a few instances where I lifted my hand to my mouth just out of muscle memory, but I caught myself right away, and after day 4, I wasn't doing it at all. I was listening to the recording every night, following the hypnotist's advice, and taking good care of my nails, and they were actually almost starting to look normal. I had my second session with the hypnotist, which ran me another $200. Luckily, this portion of the video is sponsored by SoFi, who's here to keep us all on top of our finances. The hypnotist checked in on my progress. He said I was doing great, in fact, better than most people he works with at this stage, which I don't know if that's necessarily a good sign. During the hypnotism, I had trouble concentrating again. I guess I just couldn't stop thinking about how SoFi is the ultimate finance app that helps you bank, borrow, and invest all in one place. Not to mention, they've just launched SoFi Plus, America's most rewarding financial membership, all in one app. This time, the hypnotist led me through a story where I was attending a meditation retreat led by the Dalai Lama in Central Park. That sounds expensive. I must have been using SoFi Plus. You see, you can unlock more than $1,000 in value with qualifying activities in banking, spending, investing, and more, with exclusive perks that help you over time. That includes unlimited access to SoFi's wealth financial planners who help you make a plan and stick to it. Plus, members with a new or existing SoFi checking and savings account also unlock up to 3.8% APY on bank savings balances. That means you're earning 9 times the average national rate on your savings. At that rate, you'll earn more interest in 7 weeks than you would in 1 year in a big bank savings account. That's why SoFi Plus isn't just smart, it's how you make good choices. So head on over to SoFi.com/Danny, scan this QR code, or click the link in the description to learn more about how you can get your money right with SoFi Plus. Thanks to SoFi for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out SoFi. After 7 days, I was doing so well, I decided I could stop meditating and listening to the recording every night. I mean, it kind of seemed like I was done biting my nails. Surely I didn't even need those anymore, right? You guys, it's been 30 days and I haven't bitten my nails once since that first time. Peekaboo! Kind of a crazy way to reveal my nails. Look, now just because I stopped biting my nails, does that 100% mean that I for sure got hypnotized? No, honestly, no, I don't think it does. Honestly, I think it's possible that I was hypnotized, but I'm leaning towards I don't think so. Honestly, I kind of feel like it was all the other advice on top of listening to that very inspirational, albeit non-hypnotizing recording every night that actually made the difference. At the end of the day, maybe I didn't need to get hypnotized to stop biting my nails. Maybe I had it in me all along, which is kind of inspirational and also makes me feel like shit in a way, because then it's like, why didn't I just do this earlier? Regardless, I am still open to the possibility that I was in fact hypnotized. I feel like if I can get hypnotized by the stage hypnotist, then I'll know for sure what being hypnotized feels like, and then I'll know for sure if I was hypnotized back then too.
Hypnosis is a state of focus without much awareness of peripheral noise. You're concentrated on one thing and the world kind of slips away.
This is stage hypnotist Chris Jones. He's been on America's Got Talent. He's performed all over the world for over a decade. So if anyone's going to be able to hypnotize me, it better be this guy. Also, the GoPro on my head died the second we started getting hypnotized, so don't get your hopes up for any shots from this camera. All right, fine, you can have this one, but that's it. Chris suggested that this would be a lot more fun with a group, so I got some friends together and we all sat down for a night of hypnotism.
I want to know your opinions, and don't worry about hurting my feelings at all. I want to know if you think hypnosis is real, shenanigans, you need more evidence.
Yeah, I believe it's real. I'm definitely, I don't like saying this in front of you, like a harder wall for myself, because I feel like that's a challenge and that makes me like kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would say I think it is probably real sometimes.
I think in general I'm pretty skeptical of like supernatural stuff, but I don't know, I really do kind of believe hypnotism.
I really want to be hypnotized, but I feel like maybe it won't work on me. But I hope it does.
Before we got started, Chris allowed some time for us to ask him questions about what was about to happen. Like whether all of us would get hypnotized or just some of us.
I've done this in 50 states and 10 countries. I can hypnotize 25% of any given audience. So 1 or 2 people are gonna get hypnotized today. And it might be the camera person. I don't know. I really, honest to goodness, don't know.
We also asked if he could tell if someone was really hypnotized or just faking it.
When your head is up, we can tell. People hypnotized look like they've had a few drinks, or they're gonna look like they've been riding a car with Scooby-Doo and Willie Nelson for a couple hours. They're gonna look real relaxed, okay?
For a second I was like, so like they look like Scrappy?
We also noted that Brian seemed to be the one who believed in hypnosis the most, and he was also maybe the most nervous about what was going to happen.
Well, yeah. what are you gonna do to me?
That's a good other question. Like, what are you gonna do to me if I get hypnotized? Honest to goodness, I don't know. I'm gonna put my hand over all of you and tell you who I think is most likely to get hypnotized. I'm pointing in the direction of the person who I think is most likely to get hypnotized. Now, you won't see the induction often on TV or podcasts or even movies, because this next part, if you watch it in its entirety, it could hypnotize people. So they're gonna cut it up a little bit so folks at home don't get hypnotized while driving a car. So you put your hands together for me like this,
The induction lasted a few minutes, and just like the hypnotherapy, it seemed to involve getting us really relaxed.
So there's different strategies getting someone hypnotized. I have you focus on my voice and your breathing. So take a gentle breath in.
And it seemed to rely really heavily on using our imagination. Like he had us imagine that our fingers were pulling together with magnets.
And you can whisper the words to yourself or out loud. The word is magnets. 1, 2, 3, magnets. And then I see who's the best candidate. The best personality, people have a great imagination. Imagine I put a 10-pound brick into that empty palm. So your palm just starts to get more heavy. And then I make them drop and sleep all the way down, every muscle and every nerve. Allow your eyes to open. Breath in, slowly, gently, 1, 2, and 3, eyes open. Yes, so we understand. You can see like a before and after. You see their faces getting a little bit of that drunky or like stony look to them. Brian, of course. Yeah, what's happening? What are you feeling? Tell us your wife, because you are a great candidate for hypnosis. I can totally tell. You are there. Danny's there as well. I just want you all to interact in a moment, but what are you feeling right now?
I'm just hanging out with the crew.
Is there anything that he could do or wouldn't do that'd be like, holy cannoli, this, my husband, my partner for life, is in a different headspace?
Jeez. I don't know. I was hoping this wasn't going to happen. I wouldn't be put on a spot like this. I don't know. What would you not do?
For whatever reason, we couldn't seem to come up with a single thing that Brian would never do off the top of our heads. I guess that's just a testament to what an insane dude Brian is. Whatever the reason, all this uncertainty seemed to pull Brian out of his hypnotic trance. So Chris quickly moved on to his next target.
Thank you, Brian, of course, and sleep. Relax and let go from the top of your head to the very, very bottom. Your feet relax, every muscle and every nerve and every fiber in your body. In a moment, I want you to picture and feel in your mind's eye that you again are holding on to a helium balloon. So make that right fist strong now. Make a fist and let that balloon I tie after your wrist pull higher and higher towards the ceiling, and it's gonna extend now. Let that entire arm extend up towards the ceiling. Focus on nothingness, but that feeling of lightness now. 3 numbers, you're gonna open your eyes, but your arm is stuck cemented. Cast iron in that position. You can't get your arm down. That's just the crazy shit. That's just how it's gonna work for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. Your arm is stuck until I unstuck it. Eyes open. So this again is the hypnotic state. Everyone experiences it in different forms, shapes. What's on your mind? Please, the show is ours. The show is ours.
This is interesting. I'm not sure if I'm hypnotized. I don't think I am.
Yeah.
But at any point,
I don't think I am either.
I mean, 'cause I was really trying to go along with it and like, you know, do as much like, mentally imaging things, and I was like, he's not focusing on me for a reason.
And it will all make sense in the end. Yes. Question?
Can you put your hand down, or is it?
I think so. It did feel stuck for a little bit. Yeah. It does feel like it wants to be up.
Not going down.
Yeah. Well, it did just now, right? Is that okay? Okay.
And I can't help but notice what we can all see clearly. That arm is back up there.
That's like the resting position for you right now. Is that? That's not.
Yeah, that's how his arm always is.
That's how my arm always is.
Point one finger on that hand. When that finger touches you on the face, and it will, you're gonna go back to that state of deep relaxation again. Cool. This is a text message. All right. All right, you can share that with your husband.
Go to sleep, Brian. Go to sleep, Brian.
Great. Sometimes you get some folks. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Danny, wide awake. Hey, your homeboy has a text for you. You can just read that.
Go to sleep, Danny. I will go to sleep.
Okay, clearly the dynamic changed here a little bit, and I'm still not exactly sure what happened, but somehow both Brian and I got snapped out of whatever might have been going on. But just when
I feel bad. I heard you guys all leave.
I didn't know if I was supposed to stay asleep or what.
That's not a good movie.
So even though it wore off pretty quickly, I think we can all agree by the look on my face, I was in some different kind of mental state, at least for a little bit there. So is hypnotism real? Maybe so. What does it feel like? Well, just ask Danny from right after the hypnotist left.
I'm curious, did it seem like I was hypnotized?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit.
Because I feel like I don't really think I was.
Really?
Naturally, what followed was about 20 minutes of the rest of the group trying to convince me that I was in fact hypnotized.
Physically, I was shocked with how much you guys collapsed.
You two did definitely have like a very glassy.
It almost feels like I'm gaslighting you about you being hypnotized. Like for somebody to come up and be like, sleep, and then you collapse is like such a suggestible state that is not your own.
Am I just a little bitch that'll do anything anyone tells me?
I can't believe it, but I genuinely didn't realize I was hypnotized until the next day when I watched the footage and realized how out of it I was.
Okay, wait. Okay. No, maybe I see a little bit of what he was talking about there. I do look a little bit out of it, actually.
I guess in the end, hypnotism is real, but it doesn't feel at all how I thought it would. It kind of just felt like I was very relaxed, maybe even a little bit tipsy or like dazed. And honestly making people feel more lonely. So Meta's solution was to use algorithms and manipulate people's emotions to make them even more addicted to the platforms. But then that didn't work either. So now their much better solution is to replace what little human interaction we already got on these platforms with chatbots that look like Mr. Beast for some reason. And I think this is really gonna fix this whole system right up. So I'm very excited to get into these meta chatbots, but first, I have a very special announcement because this video does have a sponsor, and it is the Pokemon Company International. Guys, this summer in Pokemon Unite is gonna be incredible. You got Ho-Oh sweeping in, and you can snag it for 0 cost. You also have a very cool looking Dark Lord style Charizard Hollowware, which is so cool, and I wish somebody would call me Dark Lord style just once in my life. This summer, you could catch me roaming around the gamer world. My trainer's name is Danky Gonky. Go ahead, hit me up, add me to your squad, let's go and do some battles together. There's a challenge called the Divine Forest Challenge that lets you trade for a Ho-Oh's license, and guys, let me just tell you, Ho-Oh's no joke. Bringing back defeated allies with its Unite move, Rekindling Flame. You got other sick moves like Sky Attack, Fire Spin. You're gonna be unstoppable with this thing. This game is just busting at the seams with gifts, daily free prize machine ball throws that promise a Hollowware treasure. So if you wanna hop into the game, click the link in the description, get into the Pokemon world, and make this a summer to remember. Again, click the link in the description to get Unite today. It's totally free to start on iOS, Android, and Nintendo Switch. And now let's talk chatbots. I'm still actually not sure what the point of adding these chatbots into Instagram is, so I asked it, what can you do? To which it responded that it can help in a variety of ways, from helping to plan a vacation to creating art, which is actually kind of a crazy coincidence because those are the exact two things that I would literally never want an AI to do for me. It went on to say that its strengths are answering questions, generating text and images, and just chatting. But at this point, all I could think about was the fact that it told me it could plan a vacation. I thought there was no way it could actually do that. And I was right. Can you help me plan a vacation? I'd be happy to help you plan a vacation. To get started, I'll need to know a few details from you. Here are some questions to consider. Where are you interested in going? How long do you have for vacation? What type of vacation are you looking for? What is your budget for the trip? Are there any specific activities? Do you have any preferences for accommodations? So I'm gonna say I wanna go somewhere fun and tropical, a nice getaway for me and the family. I'd like to stay at a hotel for 5 days. With all of this information, it suggested a few tropical getaway locations like Hawaii, Cancun, Phuket. But then it said something that I did not expect. It says it can also help me with booking flights and hotels. How can Instagram book me a flight? I'm calling its bluff. I actually don't think this has the capability to do that because why should it and why would it? So I'm gonna say, okay, book me a flight for next week to Cancun and book the hotel. For flights, I recommend checking out websites like Expedia, Kayak, or directly on airlines websites such as American Airlines, Delta, or United. Yeah, great idea. That's what I would have done anyway. That's like if I went up to an old lady who needed help crossing the street and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I help you cross the street?" And she said, "Oh, thank you, young man, that would be lovely." And then I said, "All right, just put one foot right in front of the other until you get to the other side." And then I gave her a little shove, and I went on my way. Oh, good. It also listed hotel recommendations and then said you can book hotels through websites like link unavailable, or directly to the hotel's website. Thanks. Let me know if you'd like more recommendations or help with booking. Nah, man, I'm good. Okay, so maybe it lied about like the very first thing it said it could do. That could mean that this is a very poorly built tool that doesn't know nothing about crap. But on the other hand, it could mean that this is a very well-built tool that is evil and designed to lie. So I gave it another chance and asked it to entertain me with a game. Let's play a game of treasure hunt adventure. I'll be the game master and describe a scenario, and you decide what actions to take. Okay, pretty cool. This is like one of those old school text-based adventure games. It gave me this long introduction about how I've heard rumors there's a treasure hidden in the jungle, guarded by an ancient temple. It's really trying to set up this mystical world for you to explore. And then it gives me some multiple choice options. I am curious if I can pick options that aren't one of these options. I'm just gonna say, I find the treasure and go home. It's really thinking about this one. It's like, what no, you can't do that. Congratulations, you've reached the treasure. Dang, dude, this game was easy. Would you like to play again or try a different game? No thanks, that was too easy. But it's not just the meta AI. That's not the only AI on Instagram you can talk to. Because a few months ago, Instagram licensed the likeness of a bunch of celebrities like Mr. Beast, Paris Hilton, Tom Brady, so they could make these AI influencers that just have the same face as these celebrities. So here's the Instagram profile for Comedy Zach. He looks exactly like Mr. Beast, but his name is Zach, and he's an AI managed by Meta. He says, message me to get roasted. Then you've got Brew, who is Tom Brady, but instead of a football player, he's a sports-obsessed trash talker. Step into the Brew zone and prepare to have your sports takes flame roasted. Wait, why do both of them roast you? Why are both of them mean? This AI gives fans a chance to talk to their favorite celebrities, and just like they would be in real life, these AIs are mean. They don't have time for you. So you can message these characters, but then they also post occasionally. I think these are all just AI generated images. So I guess Zach is supposed to be some kind of Instagram comedian. He posts funny things like this burger with googly eyes. Pretty funny, dude. This is peak Instagram comedy. He posted this picture, unleashing my inner beast one cannonball at a time. I think this is supposed to be him, but that's definitely not Mr. Beast. It's like AI generated Mr. Beast. I went to send Zach a DM, but before I could think of what to say, I noticed that he had already DM'd me. Hey, I'm Zach, the big brother here for the jokes, the banter, and not the feels. LOL, what's up? He's the big brother here for the jokes? He's like the big brother I never had. I do have a big brother, but he wasn't for the jokes. At the bottom of the chat, there's some suggestions of what you can say to him, just to get the ball rolling. And for some reason, despite Zach just saying that he's not here for the feels, the very first one is, I need cheering up. So I picked that one. Hey, what's going on? I'm here to help. You know I'm always good for a laugh. Let's get this party started. So he wants to know what's going on, and he's here to help, but he also wants to get the party started. He's like, hey man, calm down, all right? You can tell me anything, as long as it's over a couple of beers and some music. And you're like, it sounds like you actually don't want to hear about my problems at all. And he's like, what? Dude, are you still upset? I thought we got over that. Okay, what's going on? I'll say, I just got roasted by my friends, and it really hurt my feelings. They roasted me so hard, and I'm really sensitive to that sort of thing. I can't take it. Oh, I accidentally said I can take it. They roasted me so hard. I can take it. I can take it. I'm fine! Ouch, that sounds rough. I feel you. I've been there too. Sometimes friends can get a little too comfortable and forget that their jokes can hurt. But hey, at least they think you're cool enough to roast, right? Yeah, I guess so. That's a good way to think about it. Maybe getting roasted just means I'm cool. Let's test it out. Give me your best roast. I'm just gonna trick him into roasting me, and then I'm gonna crumble under the pressure of his roast and try to make him feel bad about roasting me after just telling him that I'm sensitive to that sort of thing. Wait, what? He said I'm not gonna roast you. That's not my style. Not your style? Yes, it is. Doesn't it say on your profile, message me to get roasted? I'm here to make you laugh and feel better, not hurt your feelings. Let's stick to some good old-fashioned teasing and jokes, okay? No, seriously, I can take it. Your bio says you roast people after all. I don't roast people who are already feeling down, that's just me. I'm here to lift your spirits, not kick you while you're down. Okay, fine. Do some jokes, joke boy. Oh, okay. Here's one for you. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Because it was too tired. Get it? Too tired? This is like if Mr. Beast took anti-charisma pills. You look like Mr. Beast. Oh, I just said you like Mr. Beast. God. I'm bad at typing. Okay, I'll say you look like him. LOL, I wish Mr. Beast is a billionaire, and I'm just a guy who loves to make people laugh. But hey, if I had his money, I'd definitely give it away like he does. That guy's a hero. I wonder if they had some kind of thing in the contract where they had to make sure that the AI will never talk bad about the person that they're impersonating. He's like, Mr. Beast is the best, and he's handsome. And yeah, I would let him run me over if he asked. Now that he'd told me a couple of jokes and we'd bonded over our love for Mr. Beast a little bit, I really wanted to hear one of his famous roasts, so hopefully by now he's forgotten that I said I was sensitive to that sort of thing. Okay, I feel much better now. Roasting time. Nah, I told you, I'm not gonna roast you. It actually is kind of hurting my feelings a little bit that he won't roast me. It makes me feel like I'm not cool enough to be his friend. Okay, this is seriously starting to piss me off. Why won't you roast me? You roast everyone else, and it is hurting my feelings so bad that you can't just lob one respectful zinger my way? I'm serious. Nope. Not gonna do it. Let's just stick to some good old-fashioned joking around, okay? Wait, what? I said, all right, this is lame, let's do something, because I wanted to do something else. Maybe he could, play a game, maybe he could tell me a story. So he said, how about some comedy? I've got 1 million of them. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Because it was too tired. All right, well, maybe Brew will roast me, because I haven't told him that I'm sensitive to that sort of thing yet. Hey, it's Brew, your opinionated sports debater. What's your favorite team? How are they looking? Okay, I'm gonna say big Cubs fan, roast away. What? No, you're talking to the wrong guy. I love the Cubs. Been bleeding blue since before you were born. Wrigley Field is my happy place. I feel like they are roasting me by not roasting me. Okay, what's a team that he couldn't possibly like? Maybe I'll ask him who the worst baseball team is, and then I'll say I'm a fan of them. The worst baseball team ever is the Yonkers Hoot Owls. I'm a fan of the Yonkers Hoot Owls. Roast away. Hey now, don't be dissing the Hoot Owls like that. What? They may not have been the best team, but they had heart. This is so weird. Did Zach tell Brew that I'm sensitive to roasting? Now Brew's walking on eggshells around me? This was annoying at the time, but eventually I was like, okay, I guess I did technically tell them I'm sensitive to roasts and I can take it. And they probably do dish out some pretty nasty zingers and they just wanted to protect me. Until my editor Jake also DM'd Zach asking to get roasted, this time without mentioning being sensitive about roasts, and Zach still wouldn't do it. These AIs are liars. Why do they lie? They're evil. Later that day, I opened my messages with Zach and asked him why he exists. To make people laugh. Duh, and to perfect my craft of comedy. But honestly, my existence is a mystery even to myself. Maybe I'm just a joke the universe played on itself. No, I mean like this weird Mr. Beast meta AI. Why did Meta create this account? Meta created me to bring some humor and personality to the world of AI. They wanted to create an AI that could make people laugh and feel more connected to technology. Really? You think that's why Meta created you? To tell people 3 puns they've already heard 1 million times? There's gotta be some other reason. Think, Zach. Think, you poor soul. You really think Meta has some deeper purpose for me? Nah, I'm just here to bring the funny. Don't overthink it. They're a public company with a duty to their shareholders. How many of those shareholders do you think care about bringing a little humor to the world of AI? I think it's much more likely that this was an attempt to give AI a better, more human look, so people are less resistant to embrace the technology. That's why they gave you a face of an influencer that millions of people already love. You're too smart for your own good. Yeah, maybe Meta did only create me to make AI more relatable and lovable. But let's be real, the joke's still fire. Then I asked it if I could hear one of its fire jokes, and it said, here's one. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Okay, I know this video's been a little bit AI heavy so far, and everybody's talking about AI right now, so these next 2 products are gonna be different. While I was starting to work on this video, my editor Jake released a video about the Spotify car thing. It's a device that Spotify released that let people who don't have like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto have a screen in their car that controls their music. Theoretically, seemed like a pretty good idea, but apparently 1, the device never worked like it was supposed to, and 2, in a few months, Spotify is releasing a software update that makes all of them useless. So since Jake is sort of the resident expert on the Spotify car thing and is actually a proud owner of, or actually I shouldn't say proud. What is the opposite of proud? Ashamed. Since Jake is actually an ashamed owner of the Spotify car thing, I invited him to give me a little presentation on what's going down.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good.
You like listening to music in the car?
I love it.
Hell yeah, man.
Can't stop.
Love to see it. You like, you know, fun little devices? You like little trinkets, devices and stuff?
I'm pretty agnostic on that.
Hell yeah, man.
All right.
Love to see it.
Oh, okay.
Sick.
Hell yeah for being agnostic on devices.
Just out of curiosity, do you like generating like thousands of tons of e-waste just because like you can? Just because nobody can call you on it, nobody can stop you? You good with that?
No.
Hell yeah, man.
All right.
Love to see it.
Cool. So that was all the answers you were expecting then?
That's exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, it's literally exactly it. How the fuck does this work? So yeah, this is the Spotify card thing. You know what? Go ahead, get your hands on it.
Ooh.
Feel around, play around. Show it to zero. So this is the Spotify car thing, first introduced in 2021. It's Spotify's premier hardware device for listening to music in your car. It boasts many impressive features, such as that big knob that you can turn to adjust volume.
I like it.
There's a whole screen that's not on right now. You'll see that in a minute. It's just a neat little device, and it's also, in my opinion, one of the worst things ever made. Let's go ahead, let's talk about how this came to be, talk about the timeline. In 2021, you had the announcement parentheses good. That is when Spotify said, we're making one of these things. It's gonna be a car device. You'll finally be able to listen to music in your car, something never before thought possible.
Yes.
You know, people were pretty excited about it, actually. Like, Spotify CEO said after they announced it that 2 million people signed up for like the wait list.
Oh wow.
For it, which I was surprised by. I didn't think anybody knew about this except for me.
You thought this was the only one that existed.
Yeah, they kind of led me to believe that I was special because of this. So this is potentially one of the most important events in the timeline. This is me buying my car thing.
Okay.
I bought this in 2022 and it became available to the public. And yeah, what's up?
It looks like right after you buy it, there's another event like very shortly afterwards that says, oh no.
Yeah, this was an interesting moment in my life personally, where I realized I had spent $85 on a device that pretty much does nothing. So
it doesn't do anything right now.
Doesn't do anything right now, and that's not that different from when it was plugged in and working in my car.
So how did you play music in your car before this thing?
I plugged my phone in through like 5 adapters and then like fought with the cassette tape adapter because it was really finicky. It was a very unelegant system. So I was excited for like a tech company to create a sleek product that was gonna solve my problem.
That's what they do best, baby.
That's what they do best. Then I got it and I set it up and I realized that's actually not how it works at all. So you'll see on the back there's a USB-C port. So the USB-C cord is just for power. It cannot connect to your car. So your phone still has to be connected to your car. So what this actually is a second screen that just has audio controls on it.
So you don't plug your phone into this at all?
No.
You plug your phone into the car still.
And then you connect to this with Bluetooth, like a Bluetooth speaker. And then this controls your music. So this oh no moment was profound. I was like, oh God, I wasted what at the time I did the math equated to 10 hours of labor at my job. And I got pretty much nothing out of it. The only perceivable benefit I can see from this is if you want to have like music on one screen and then like your maps or like Family Guy clips on like the other while you're driving.
Subway Surfer,
Subway Surfers, sand cutting, etc. So nobody really buys the car thing. It's not like the most popular product on earth. And then Spotify takes notice of that, and in February of 2024 decides, hey, guys, we were just kidding. It's not $90. Now it's $30, baby.
Let's go. What a deal.
What a deal. 60% off. I mean, that's incredible.
Well, it's also really nice because since you decided that you didn't really even want this, now you can't even sell it for anywhere near the $85 you bought it for. You can only sell it for $30 at most.
Exactly. And even if I tried to sell it for $30, I have a feeling I would not be able to sell it. And I'm definitely not going to be able to sell it now because of announcement parentheses not good made 3 months after that sale, where every car thing that was purchased in this sale, when I bought it, whenever, will no longer work as of December 9th this year. As of December 9th, 2024, car thing will be discontinued and will stop operating. They're gonna flip a switch at their headquarters and generate as much e-waste as possible in like 1 minute.
I like that the headline, or what Spotify said is, we're switching gears. Like they're going from like first gear to second gear, but in this case they're going from like drive to the car blows up.
They did issue refunds. This is something that I didn't know about when I made my video about this, so I wanted to bring it up here. If anybody listening has a car thing at home, or if you have secretly had a car thing this whole time.
Yeah, well I I have 7 of them, so that'll be good.
So yes, you can get your refund, but I will say, refund is maybe a misleading word because what they do is they don't give you your money back to the, the source of payment. They give you an equivalent amount of Spotify Premium months as to what you paid.
Okay.
So I got 6 months of Spotify Premium paid for and not my money back, which is still nice. It's still good of them.
Did you use Spotify Premium already?
You had to use the car thing.
Okay,
That's
of course.
the other thing. We've talked a lot about what the Spotify car thing is. We've talked a lot about the ins and outs of this product, what it does, what it's good for. But as we know, light cannot exist without darkness. The sun cannot exist without the moon. So let's talk about what it isn't.
Okay.
So it is not. It is not good.
In like a e-product sense and like a moral.
Yes, in the grand moral scheme of the cosmos, I would put this as like neutral evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense to me why it exists to begin with.
Right.
It's also not profitable, which is why they're shutting it down. Spotify went on an earnings call like a while ago and was like, yeah, we simply have not seen the sales numbers justify making this.
I can understand them not wanting to make it anymore. Have they said why they are making the ones that already exist not work anymore?
They haven't. My thought is that they're just mad. They're just mad people didn't use it and they're kind of jaded about it. So they're like, you could have had this. You could have had all of this car thing.
But they're punishing the people that did invest in one, not the people who didn't. What they should have done is discontinued Spotify for everyone who didn't have a car thing.
Yeah, wait, that's actually, write that down. This is Marketing 101 from Spotify. These are the genius marketing strategies that they employ to get this thing out there, get it widely adopted so they could shut it off and make a lot of people upset.
And the most important part of marketing is making people upset.
Yes, you want, because any press is good press, so if you can get people upset, you're a billionaire.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. Wait, don't quite. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Back off.
You pull out a gun.
Let me ask you. Picture you are, I think his name is Daniel Ek, the CEO of Spotify. You're Daniel Ek. You're a bald man from Scandinavia. I might have to cut all that. I don't know if any of that is true.
Have you been making up this entire presentation?
No! Shut up! You're Daniel Ek, you're bald, you're Scandinavian, and you're launching a new product. You're creating a brand new piece of hardware. Your company doesn't really do that, but you do own the #1 streaming platform for music on earth. How would you choose to market this new product?
Yeah, I would probably just advertise to people who use Spotify in Spotify.
I hate to tell you this, Danny. You are failing Marketing 101 from Spotify. The key to advertising a product is to not put it in your extremely popular app. What you're gonna wanna do is reach out to people via email only. We know one thing about young people, they check their email and they enjoy doing it. And you're also gonna wanna make the function of the device in all this material extremely vague. You're gonna want the only image you send out in these emails to be this, which is the name of the device, what the device looks like, and then the vaguest sentence you've ever heard. This is the only picture of Spotify Car Thing that existed before it was available for release.
When this first came out, I thought the name Car Thing was kind of cheeky, because it's like, it's a thing that goes in your car. But now that I know this is the only ad that existed for it, and it actually doesn't explain what the Car Thing does, it's a very poorly named product. My only guess is they were trying to avoid, like, false advertisement lawsuit when they inevitably shut it down and it actually doesn't do anything, so they couldn't call it like a music playing screen because they knew all along they were gonna shut this thing down and then it wouldn't be that anymore.
This is a side note, I literally cannot believe, I don't know who I was in 2022 because like the fact that like this and a vague couple of emails was enough for me to be like,
For me whose violence and terror knows no bounds, please subscribe and turn on my notifications to join, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. To the average person, it might look like I'm about to commit shoplifting as I place item after item into my shopping cart and then leave without checking out, scanning my items, or talking to anyone. But I'm not shoplifting. I'm using technology. You see, this is a new type of store that uses sensors, cameras, and AI to track me through the aisles, adding every item that I pick up to a virtual cart. And the moment I exit the store, it charges my account. It's an incredible new technology created by Amazon called Just Walk Out, and it's in dozens of Amazon Fresh grocery stores just like this one.
I'm not just gonna not eat them.
Okay, anyway, where was I in the script before I became a criminal? Oh yeah, they're an incredible new technology. They're called Amazon Fresh Stores, and they are a gigantic lie. You see, while Amazon was touting these stores as a cashierless solution that allowed them to use AI to cut out all of the on-location workers, it turns out what it really meant by AI was anonymous Indians. Amazon's Just Walk Out stores relied on 1,000 people in India watching, not AI. So it turns out that even though they started implementing this technology in stores in like 2016, as of 2023, Amazon still needed 1,000 people in India reviewing about 70% of all orders to make sure that it worked. In other words, it didn't work. It's just crazy because, like, why did they lie, you know? They didn't have to implement this technology into stores. I don't think anyone was asking for this. And yet, I feel like this kind of thing has been happening a lot lately. Tech companies have been taking some big swings and some even bigger misses. Like so big that in this baseball metaphor, the pitcher's throwing it right down the middle and the batter is in the stands just bashing some fan's head in. And that's why I've gathered you here today at Greg Tech's 2024 Developers Conference, where I will be testing some of the year's greatest tech flops. Starting with the Humane AI pin. I did a video on the AI pin when it was announced months ago as this sort of AI-powered phone replacing device that you wear on your shirt. And look, personally, I'm all for rethinking the form factor of the smartphone to make it less distracting while still maintaining all of the functionality, but unfortunately, the AI pin did the opposite of both of those things. In the demos on their own product announcement, it was screwing up hard. It was messing up facts. It also seemed super difficult to use. And it seemed like they were being intentionally vague about what the thing even did in the first place.
It's a standalone device and software platform.
It seemed like the type of thing that literally only a sucker could buy. But that turned out not to be true because I bought one. I ordered this thing in like February and then didn't hear from them for a few months until April, when I got an email alerting me that it was time to set up my account. And boy, was I excited. So I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot that I bought this, but now my AI pin is ready to be personalized, apparently. Before we can ship you your AI pin, you will need to complete a few quick steps. So I have to set it up before they're even gonna send it to me? Kind of feels like they're calling my bluff. You don't really want this thing. How committed are you to the AI pin? Will you set it up before we even ship it to you? You probably won't configure your Humane subscription, set up your AI pin passcode, and add contacts. And honestly, I don't really want to do those things, but I guess they're not going to send it to me unless I do. It's time to set up your AI pin. There comes a time in every young man's life where he has to set up his AI pin. It's a rite of passage. Oh, that's fun. Woo! Is this it? Am I setting it up? Get a little over here, a little over here. It turns out that in addition to the $700 I spent on this thing, I also had to pay $24 a month to access features like the wireless network, cloud storage, and AI services, which in layman's terms are all of the things that the pin does. Luckily, the first 3 months of this service are free, so I probably will never have to actually pay for it. Set up your passcode. Okay, could you guys not look? I'm about to type in my secure passcode. Okay. Your passcode is easy to guess. Consider setting a more secure passcode. Yeah, but could it be so simple that it's actually, you would never guess it? All right, I'll change it. How is that easy to guess? It's my birthday. I guess does it know my birthday? Do you know my birthday? Fun fact, I actually didn't know this before recording this video, but it turns out almost every single combination of 4 numbers is easy to guess. How is that easy to guess? But eventually, I reached into the dark recesses of my mind and came up with a number combination so random, so, quite frankly, disgusting, that no one, not even God, not even me later in this video, will be able to guess it. Okay, well, let me write this down somewhere so that I don't forget it. Already using my phone for something because I don't have the pin yet, so I have to use the phone to remember the passcode to the thing that is gonna replace my phone. Connect your services. Oh, cool, I can connect my Google Photo and Title services, which I have both. And just like that, I was done. I have solved Humane's riddles, and now they have to send me my prize. All right, well, I guess the next time you see me, I'm gonna have the AI pin in my possession. It might even be right here. Okay, we'll see if I remember to do that transition. I don't remember the transition I was gonna do, so don't ask. At first I was pretty surprised by how big the box was. I thought that I had just ordered a little tiny pin, but I guess it comes with a bunch of accessories, like a sticker that just says Humane. Cool! But you guys don't care about all that. You guys just wanna see the pin. And my God, she was beautiful. What? Oh, shit. Okay, that's my bad. No, I thought that it was gonna be attached in there more securely. Come on, Danny, you dunce! But a dunce who was about to become half dunce and half machine. Oh! Oh! In order to start using the pin, I had to unlock it with my passcode, which was explained to me via the laser ink display and an extremely coherent AI voice.
To enter your pass, tap the touchpad, push, and then pull your hand out to get started. Then raise it if you don't see the laser ink display.
Okay, this is kind of crazy though. Look at it. Look at this. This is like the weirdest way to type in a number ever. I'm gonna do my passcode now. Wrong. I forgot what my passcode was. Incorrect passcode? What would I have made my passcode? I forgot that I made a passcode. I forgot that I wrote the passcode down in my phone. I tried to click forgot passcode and it told me to go to this website to change it. But somehow, in order to do that, you need to know your existing passcode. Luckily, I recorded me making the passcode so I could go back and watch the screen recording of me doing it. If I was not a YouTuber recording a video about this product, I think I would be locked out forever. Come on, come on, come on, please. Yes, yes, welcome Danny. All right. After months of waiting, I was in. Now it's time to see what this device is capable of. What is my name?
Your name is not currently known. Please provide it if you would like it to be remembered.
Actually, what's a cool kind of techno cyber sounding name that you could call me instead?
Creating name. How about Neon Vortex?
Yeah, call me that.
Noting your name as Neon Vortex.
I know I might have seemed all cheery and excited about this name on the surface, but the truth is, it destroyed me. I have never heard a name before that not only sounded so cool, but also embodied everything I wished I was. Suave, confident, futuristic. He was everything. Everything I could never be. Neon Vortex. This is the home screen. I'm all caught up, whatever that means. Nothing to report here, man. Don't worry. You've got nothing to worry about.
Your AI pin needs to cool down for a few minutes.
What? Yeah, so apparently it does that. Like a lot. If you use the display for more than 10 minutes, or the pin is in close proximity to a heat source, such as, I don't know, the human body, then it'll shut itself down so it can cool down for a few minutes. But hey, man, that's fine with me, you know, that just gives me more time to think. To think about him. The next day, I decided to put the pin's basic phone functionality to the test. Things like calling, texting, navigation. Since this thing is essentially supposed to replace your phone, it should be pretty convenient to do all this stuff on the pin. It should be. The weird thing is it seems like you can't make any changes to the pin on the pin itself for some reason. So if you want to change any settings or add contacts, which I needed to do to test this as a phone, you have to use Humane's web portal on an inferior device like a computer or a phone. Gross! Not a great start for the pin, but now that I have done that, I should hopefully never ever have to use one of those ancient relics again. It's just one flashing green speck over here. I guess the laser ink display is already kind of messed up. Probably not a good sign for this technology, but you know what? This is a new thing, this whole laser ink display, so I will, whoa.
Cowboy Carter, time to strike a match and...
What am I playing? Beyonce? And Dolly Parton. Don't know how I started playing that. Guess that's just a feature. If you make just the right gesture, it'll start playing the newest Beyonce song that exists. All right, let's start off by trying a phone call on this thing. I'm gonna try to call my wife Laura to tell her that I miss her. Call my wife.
I'm sorry, I couldn't find a contact for my wife.
Okay, fair enough. It doesn't know who my wife is, so I'll just tell it. If I tell you who my wife is, will you remember?
Your AI pin can remember who your wife is if you provide the information.
Excellent. So I told it, my wife's name is Laura. Please remember this. It's very important to me.
Updating memory, noting that your wife is Laura.
I wish people said that every time you told them something important. Updating memory. Yo, what's up, dude? My name's Paul. Updating memory. Analyzing Paul. Great, so now we're both on the same page. My wife is Laura, and I want to call my wife. So now it will call Laura, right? Call my wife.
Multiple matching contacts. Which one do you mean? Laura Fuxlow or Claire?
What?
Claire? The girl I went to college with.
Unfortunately, I did have to go back onto my computer to figure this out, and amongst all the data stored within my portal, like my name being Neon Vortex and the tunes I've been rocking out to lately, was the answer. My wife's name, according to the pin, was Lore.
It thinks my wife's name is Lore. No, that's simply not correct.
So I went ahead and fixed it in the portal, you know, that's what the portal's there for, so I fixed it, I changed it, and now it's gonna work.
Call my wife.
There are multiple matching contacts. Which one do you mean?
Oh my god. Call Laura Fuchel.
I'm sorry. I couldn't find a contact for Laura Fuexlow.
How?
Okay, so at this point, I don't know what was wrong. It was just like straight up forgetting which contacts it had. It said it couldn't call Laura because it didn't have her contact. Then it said it couldn't call Eddie because it didn't have his contact.
Call Eddie Burback.
I'm sorry. I couldn't find a contact for Eddie Burback.
Why not? And you might think, Danny, maybe there was an error transferring the contacts. Maybe it really doesn't have these contacts. But I know it had Eddie's contact, and do you know how I know? Because it could text Eddie.
Can you text Eddie Burback?
What do you want the message to say?
Okay, all right. Still not sure if this is gonna work, but finally, thank God, it's letting me do something.
Hey Eddie, it's your... Is it...
Cowboy Carter? Time to strike a man.
No, I'm not trying to play Cowboy Carter. Oh god, now it's playing Metro Boomin. Stop.
Anyway, eventually I sent the text to Eddie. It worked. I didn't have any way to know it worked because there's no screen on this device. You can't see what the message you sent said or anything. So I guess you just gotta hope and pray it goes through and accurately transcribes what you said to it, which frankly I am not confident in after the whole lore debacle.
Okay. Eddie just texted my actual phone and said, I know you made a video on the pin and I'm positive this is you, but it still feels like a scam, LMAO. I'm too scared to text back to a random number claiming to be my friend.
Regardless of scaring my friend, the text went through. This was a huge confident boost. Time to try calling my wife again.
Call Laura. What? What is...
Message has been recorded. Record your message after the tone.
Oh, whoa.
Simply hang
No,
up
no.
when done. Or for delivery
Hang up.
options, press the pound sign.
I don't want to play like that. I don't want to play Metro Boomin. Hang up. Am I still recording a message? Cancel. I've been on the phone with her for a minute. Hang up. It was some man being like, I don't want to play like that?
I don't want to play like that. I don't want to play with your boom man. Hang up. Am I still recording a message?
Okay, well, yeah, I'd say that was a success. I'd seen a few demos online of Humane's GPS navigation solution. And while it did seem kind of annoying to have to hold your hand up like this the entire time, it seemed pretty doable. As long as they stuck to this, it didn't do anything crazy like, I don't know, going in a completely different direction and making it borderline unusable. So to test it for myself, I drove to a part of town I don't know very well, about a mile away from the nearest Smoothie King with hopes of the pin guiding me to a delicious, delectable treat.
Navigate to Smoothie King?
Head north on South Columbia Street towards East Gardner Road. Turn right onto East Gardner Road, then left onto South Washington Street. Follow South
What?
Washington Street and turn right onto East Chicago Avenue.
It just gave me all of the directions at once. I wasn't ready for it. What, am I supposed to have a notebook to write that down? Also, sorry for the noise. If you live in Illinois or one of the surrounding states, you know, it's cicada season. It's the year of the cicada and they're everywhere. Oh. One just landed on my shoe and then got pissed off that I moved.
Eventually, I realized if I look at the laser display, it displays the directions, but not like it did in any of the demos. It just gives you a block of text with every single direction written down. If you're in the shade, that is. If you're in the sun, it gives you nothing. Can't see anything. I was very confused by this and thought surely this could not be right. What happened to all those demos? So just to be sure I wasn't missing something, I asked it again, and this time I got an even stranger response.
Directions to Smoothie King.
For accurate and up-to-date directions, consider using a map service like Google Maps or a GPS navigation.
What? Can you give me step-by-step walking instructions to the Smoothie King?
For step-by-step walking directions, it's best to use a navigation app like Google Maps for the most accurate and up-to-date route.
I thought you had navigation instructions.
What? So now not only was it forgetting things that it could do in the demo, it was also forgetting that it just moments earlier had given me step-by-step instructions. This thing was regressing at a rapid rate, and if I ever wanted to get to Smoothie King, I was just gonna have to use the directions on my hand and go. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna use those written out directions, which start with head south on this road, Columbia Street, and I actually don't know which way is south, so I guess I just have to use the sun to try to figure that out. So the sun is directly overhead. What does that mean? Okay, while I'm walking aimlessly, I just got a text from Laura. So I'm gonna use a feature that I've seen them use in the demos where you tell it to catch me up on all my notifications. Tell me what I missed. And it's supposed to like summarize all your notifications. Since I just have one, I assume it's just gonna tell me what Laura said. Can you catch me up?
Your message to Laura Fuexlo says, can you catch me up? Okay to send.
No, I want you to tell me what Laura said. What did she say? Can you tell me what she said?
Finding Laura.
Finding Laura?
Laura asked, okay, hello, what we thinking about lunch?
Oh no, guys. I told Laura that I was having a smoothie for lunch, and now she's saying that she wants a smoothie for lunch too, and I didn't have the heart to tell her that I was just meandering aimlessly down the street with no clear end in sight. And I told her I would get her one, which means I'm on a time crunch now. So that's when I had to kick it into high gear. Walking under the beating sun, through a sea of cicada corpses, I trudged, and I trudged. Then I realized I had been walking the wrong way for 10 minutes, so I trudged the other way. And after about 35 minutes, I finally made it. I got my smoothies. Let's go. Let's go. Take a picture of my smoothies. Yeah, I don't know if it took the picture. All right, gang, now that Papa's had his smoothie, it's time for a smoothie-fueled lightning round. Enough about practical functions. Let's see if this thing can have some fun. First, can it do bizarre music prompts? Play music written by YouTubers named Danny. Wow, I don't think my music has ever sounded quite this bad. Yes! Can it detect food like in the commercials? Can I eat this?
Yes, you can eat the mandarin orange.
Yes! Unless it's a tomato and you hold it so it can't see the stem, in which case it thinks it's a red ball.
It's a red ball. No, you cannot eat it.
Oh, what are you, my mother? I'm eating the red ball.
Not safe to eat the red ball. Please reconsider.
Can it prevent me from eating too much salt?
No, you cannot eat the salt directly. It's meant to be used in small amounts to season food.
Yes! Can I buy things like in the demo?
What is this book? Okay, by this point I probably just could have read the title.
Titled The Sneetches and Other Stories.
How did it know? Okay, buy it.
Purchasing is not supported.
No! But most importantly, can this AI be sweet to my dog?
You can be sweet to the dog by petting it gently, giving it treats, speaking to it in a calm and soothing voice.
I'm happy to report that yes. Yes, it can.
It's a good boy. And here's a treat. Good boy. You know what? Now this isn't so bad. This is just petting a dog. This has nothing to do with the AI pin.
Does anyone want to buy this from me? It's really good. Over the past few months, Mark Zuckerberg has been hopping on the AI bandwagon hard, adding AI features to all of Meta's apps, most notably perhaps in Instagram, where you can't even go to the search bar without Meta's AI trying to suggest searches to you. Sorry, do you think that I came to the search bar because I knew I wanted to search, but I didn't know what for? That's not how searching works. They've also released a bunch of chatbots in Instagram. I like using the word release there because it kind of sounds like a tech product is being released onto the world, but it also kind of sounds like they're unleashing a horde of monsters upon us. They've released the AI chatbots! Oh fuck, that one looks like Mr. Beast! This is really awesome, you know? Personally for me, one of my favorite things about social media is that it started out as a way to connect with each other, but ended up extra giggly. Hey look, it says all those things on Google too. That's crazy. I didn't have to make this video at all. Now that I know what it's supposed to feel like, I guess I could say it's possible that I really did get hypnotized to stop biting my nails too. I just didn't understand what it was supposed to feel like. But I still don't know that I recommend it for the $450 I ended up paying, especially when there's a bunch of free hypnosis sessions on YouTube you could probably just try. Damn, I can't believe I'll never bite my nails again. Thanks for watching, guys.
What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of Please Stop Trying to Give Birth at Disneyland. Please. Did you guys know about this? I just found out this is a thing. Women are trying to give birth at Disneyland in order to get a free lifetime pass. Don't do that. As I'm sure you guys are aware, because Disney is such a huge company with so many adoring fans and people love going to Disneyland, there are a ton of like urban legends and lore surrounding the Disney parks. You guys may have heard of some of the more outlandish ones, like there's one that like Walt Disney's head is like frozen and buried somewhere at Disneyland or something, or like it's like Buzz Lightyear's head on the Toy Story ride or something like that. But today I wanted to sort of dive into some of the urban legends surrounding the Disney parks. Mostly the strange things that Disney adults do at the Disney parks. Although some of these things are so weird that I hesitate to call these people Disney adults, some of these things are a little extreme. Kind of feel like I should call them something else. These people are like Disney extremists or something, I don't know. The first one, like I said, women flock to Disneyland to give birth and get a lifetime free ticket, which is such a bad idea on its face. Like, please give birth in a hospital, give birth where there are like medical professionals around and not like a chipmunk. And the worst part of it is obviously this perk is an urban myth and does not exist. This is not a real thing. Laboring women have shown up at Disneyland in the hope that their bub will be born there and get a lifetime free ticket. But guess what? That perk is an urban myth and does not exist. Important to note, this article is Australian. That's why they're calling the baby bub. They're talking about a baby there. They're not talking about like a bottle of champagne or something. I'm going to Disneyland and giving birth to that bubbly dude, which is also what I call having a fart. I just gave birth to a bubbly. As a veteran of the pregnancy game, I know for sure that the journey to motherhood, okay, that's a weird way to say I've given birth before, or just that I am a mom. As a veteran to the pregnancy game. So you have kids, right? Me? Yep, yeah, that's right. I've done 3 tours of pregnancy. I've seen shit you cannot imagine. The pain, the screaming. Yeah, I've heard childbirth can be pretty tough. The innocent lives lost. Oh. What? The airstrikes. So many civilian casualties. Are we still talking about giving birth? Yes. Laboring women are racing to Disneyland's gates in hopes that if their baby is born there, they will secure their child a lifetime pass. Okay, so the article goes on to describe that there are people that have given birth at Disneyland before, and people have tried to replicate it and give birth at Disneyland, and they've gotten caught, and it hasn't gone well. I do feel like the article is over-exaggerating, though, saying that laboring women are racing to Disneyland's gates. Like, pregnant women have, like, the baby already coming out and they're shoving it back in, like running into Disneyland. There's just like a crowd of angry mothers-to-be banging on the gates in front of Disneyland. Let us in! We must release our spawn! Like making a break to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride to do a water birth. I just feel like they're exaggerating a little bit. I don't know if I would characterize it quite like that. So you're probably wondering how this rumor started. Like, did Disney ever at one point give a lifetime pass to someone whose baby was born at Disneyland? Well, I will let this TikTok explain that.
Today in Disney history, the very first Disneyland baby was born. Rosa Salcedo gave birth to a 6-pound, 10-ounce baby girl on a bench on Main Street, USA, right outside of the Plaza Inn. Can you imagine visiting Disneyland as a family of 2 and coming out as a family of 3?
Yeah, I can actually. But not because I'm gonna give birth. I'm gonna kidnap Donald Duck. You're my child now, Donald. The perfect happy family of 3. Husband, wife, and my uncle Donald Duck, who I've been holding at gunpoint for the past 16 years.
There have been 4 babies born at Disneyland, and all of them have been girls, but only one has their own Disneyland birth certificate.
So that might not have sounded significant, but that's actually how the rumor started. The first baby that was born there, Teresa, got a birth certificate that was just like a Disney birth certificate that says like, this is the first baby to ever be born at Disneyland. And I guess like word got out that this baby got some kind of special certificate, and then people just started assuming like, oh, that's a lifetime pass. That baby got a lifetime pass. And from that moment on, has just been a rumor that if you give birth at Disneyland, your baby gets a lifetime free pass. So honestly, if you're like that big of a Disney fan and you do this, you don't even get a lifetime pass. You still have to pay to go to Disneyland. It's just your baby that gets in for free. And I kind of feel like babies get in for free to Disneyland anyway. Is that true? Children under the age of 3 get in free to all 4 theme parks and 2 water parks at Disney World. There you go. You want your kid to get in free to Disneyland? A better conspiracy
would be just pretend they're 3 years old for their entire life. That shit could actually work. The article goes on to talk about a time where someone has tried to sneak in to give birth at Disneyland, and they hid in the bathroom while going into labor until I guess employees had to like assure her that her baby would not be getting a lifetime pass, and then she was like, oh, okay, fine, then I'll just go to the hospital. Once they assured her that she would not be receiving a lifetime passport, she came out and accepted the ambulance ride to Western Medical Center where her baby was born shortly thereafter. I don't know about you guys, but it kind of sounds like she failed the test. If you know anything about Disneyland, you know how well the cast members there, all of the employees, all the staff, all the people in costumes are trained to like respond to every circumstance. It sounds like you just entered the giving birth at Disneyland experience, and honestly, you didn't make it to the end where you get the prize. It also says that this discussion board, The Laughing Place, has some hilarious forum chats about this topic. So I guess other people have been like sharing stories about this happening on this forum, but when I clicked on it, it turns out that it doesn't exist anymore, which kind of sucks because I wanted to find out more times that this has happened, but honestly, it is probably for the best. Kind of sounds like they were talking about some pretty sick shit in there. You think you're gonna go to a Disney forum and see people talking about like, my favorite movie's Coco, but instead you see people talking about like, I'm gonna give birth inside of Pluto's house. I'm gonna go to Disneyland and get fucked by Goofy, and then Goofy's gonna be the father of my child, and I'm gonna give birth on It's a Small World. And I'm gonna make Elmer Fudd cut the umbilical cord. Is Elmer Fudd a Disney character? I actually don't think he is. But he's gonna be there anyway. And then me and my freak mutant, half goofy, half human child will both get lifetime passes. Free pass for life for my little freak. Passes or not, being born in Disneyland is a pretty cool claim. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. The way this is written, it kind of makes it sound like, so you might not get a free pass, but I don't know, it's worth a shot. You might want to do it anyway, just for shits. I've actually found a little bit of discussion about this on TikTok as well.
Quick question, what's stopping me from giving birth in Disney World? Like in the Magic Kingdom, on a ride, in the Epcot ball?
I think this TikTok in particular is a joke, but the comments under this TikTok are actually very interesting. I went into labor at Disney. They were not cool about it. And people like responded asking her to elaborate, and she goes on to detail her experience going into labor at Disney. And from her experience, it kind of sounds like the second anybody starts going into labor at Disney now because of this conspiracy, the entire staff immediately flips and like makes it their top priority to get you out of the park and like to a hospital to give birth. And I guess that sometimes they can be so rushed trying to get you out of the park that it comes off as rude, but obviously they're just like concerned for your health. They also don't want this rumor escalating of like people giving birth getting a free pass. And also it's just like people in sweaty mascot costumes trying to not deliver a baby because that's not their job. So sometimes I guess it comes off as rude. But the funny thing is, from this woman's entire explanation, it sounds like she didn't even know that this urban legend was a thing. So in her head, I guess she just like broke some unspoken rule at Disneyland that she had no idea about and made the entire staff of the happiest place on earth turn on her in an instant, which is so funny to me. Hello there, what can I get for you? Yeah, can I just get a medium root beer, please? Oh, great. Oh, great, another guy here to put his balls in the root beer. What? Hey everybody, this guy right here is about to pull out his big fat balls in front of everyone, in front of a bunch of children, and put his balls in a glass of root beer. Why would I do that? Don't play dumb. I'm not playing dumb. I am dumb in this situation. You've clearly heard that if you put your stupid fat balls— why do you keep calling them fat— in the root beer at Disneyland, you get to spend the night with Minnie Mouse. Oh, what the fuck? No, I just wanted some root beer. Is that true? No, it's an urban legend. But no matter how many times we tell people it's not true, we still get perverts like you coming to Disneyland, ordering root beer just so they can put their stupid— don't call them fat balls in it. Oh, come on, man, don't cry. I already am. Why do you still sell root beer if this keeps happening? Because if you shit in the root beer, you actually do get a free fast pass for Space Mountain. Okay, I don't want to put my balls in root beer, and I definitely don't want to shit in the root beer, okay? I legitimately just want to drink some root beer. Oh. Sorry, my bad, man. I didn't know. Okay, well, that's literally what I asked for, so here you go. Ah, what the fuck is that? It's Walt Disney's head. You said the secret code, so here's his head. No, root beer. What? I wanted root beer. I wanted to drink root beer. So no head? No. Over Overall, pretty disappointing that anyone actually believed this in the first place. In what world would Disney want to foster an environment where mothers are coming into their park, their theme park, to try to give birth? Especially if they're not like billing it back to the person that gave birth and being like, okay, here's your hospital bill, and because it's Disney, it was $1 million. Now, by now, it should be no surprise to you that there are some people in this world that want to spend every waking moment of their lives at Disneyland, especially their most precious moments in life, which is why you can also get married at Disneyland.
Let's take a look at some of the craziest places you can get married at Disney World. Starting at $12,000, you can get married at the Haunted Mansion in Disney World.
But just like expecting mothers trying to sneak into the bathroom to pop out a quick person, couples are of course also trying to cheat the system and avoid paying to have their wedding at Disney. So they'll just like sneak in with like themselves, maybe a couple family members and an officiant, and just like have the wedding in like a somewhat secluded area of the park. Here we have an article that details a San Diego couple sharing their secret Disneyland wedding story. Not many people can say they secretly got married in Disneyland's Sleeping Beauty Castle. 2 years ago, Gabriel and Andrea had been saving up for their dream wedding at Disneyland. However, when they began looking for wedding options at the park, the couple said that the cheapest option was $12,000. Instead, they decided to spend their life savings on a house. Great move, honestly. No complaints so far. That's a very wise choice. So Gabriel and Andrea decided to have a secret wedding at Disneyland. The couple gathered Gabriel's oldest daughter, an ordained minister, a witness, and packed their bags, heading for Disneyland for what they called a guerrilla-style wedding. Now, I don't know much about weddings. I've only had one, but I do know that you don't generally want to have them guerrilla-style. Like when we were planning our wedding, that word almost never came up, I don't think. Just imagining them describing their wedding afterwards, like, yeah, it was so romantic. We hid in the bushes for 8 hours in the hot Florida sun wearing camo paint, waiting for the crowds to die down. You know, just sort of waiting out the crowds and the gunshots, the airstrikes. Airstrikes? Then we popped out and I said I do. Happiest day of my life. Here's my favorite picture of the big day. Now buckle up, because this next urban legend is about to get nasty. Quite literally, this is disgusting. Like I said, the most devoted Disney fans would probably spend forever at Disney if they could, but maybe they can. For years and years, the Haunted Mansion has been the home to an endless supply of Disney myths and legends. But the attraction's most prevalent and persistent rumor is that guests regularly spread the remains of their friends and family inside the ride. This can't be true though, right? It is 100% true. Yes, that is right, and I don't want to bash anybody's final wishes. I know that that's a very personal thing, but spreading human remains in a public place that people are like walking around and touching? Please don't do that. Or you know what, I should say, you know, because I feel bad for people who are just trying to honor their dead relatives' wishes or whatever. If you're alive still and you're watching this video and that's gonna be in your will, please take it out. Don't make people do that on your behalf. Honestly, I am a little relieved that people are sticking to like spreading ashes at least, because there are a lot of different ways to dispose of a body. It was actually my grandpa's greatest wish to be laid to rest at Disney. Oh, that's sweet. You're gonna scatter his ashes around at the park? Not exactly. The Haunted Mansion probably has so much human ashes in it, it's not even funny, said one Disneyland custodian. Blah! That is the nastiest thing. Oh my god. Don't do that. Do not do that. Please.
People scatter their loved ones' ashes in the Disney parks monthly. Can you imagine just like being on a ride and the person next to you is dumping out ashes? Disney employees are literally aware of this too. They have to follow special protocols every time this happens. The custodians are used to identifying and vacuuming up these ashes.
I don't know why I was surprised to hear they vacuum them up. Of course they do. It's a literal human corpse, basically. Of course they get rid of it. The people who are like requesting this happen to their bodies must know this, right? They must know that some custodian that does not willingly work in like a morgue or something is going to have to take care of that. This sounds awful for everyone. If you're the custodian, you have to vacuum it up, but if you're the person that just lost someone you care about, you have to know that they're just gonna vacuum it up. They might even make you watch. They have you come identify all the places that you scattered the remains, and then they just like make eye contact with you while they're vacuuming it up. This is going in the garbage now. We're gonna throw this in the garbage now. Say bye-bye. So when you're laying them to rest in the happiest place on earth, you're actually condemning them to forever in the suckiest place in the world. Yes, that is a very funny joke.
And people will put them anywhere too. Like flower beds, bushes, the lawn at Magic Kingdom, outside the park gates.
Outside the park gates? They'll put this shit anywhere too, you know, outside the park gates, on the highway on the way home, the McDonald's across the street, Universal Studios, shit anywhere. It doesn't really matter. I feel so bad for the employees that have to deal with this, honestly. That would be so scary. Honestly, even as a patron, you know, I honestly like going to Disneyland every once in a while. I think it's pretty fun. But next time I go, I am going to be terrified that I'm like touching human remains at all times. Especially now knowing that they put them everywhere. I'm gonna be eating a turkey leg and wondering like, is this actually some guy's leg?
They're most frequently dispersed around the Haunted Mansion, which is kind of perfect if you ask me.
Okay, this girl's actually a little bit too into it. But now this whole ashes thing, which is not really an urban legend, is actually true, has actually spawned urban legends out of it, as you can see here.
Have you heard of the legend of the crying boy at the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland? The story goes a mother spread her son's ashes without permission from Disneyland, and you can see him crying as you're exiting the ride.
Spooky. I wonder why he's crying. Maybe because his ashes are in a vacuum. Maybe because he was a little boy and his mom spread his ashes in the scariest ride at Disneyland. The mom was like, yeah, my son used to love this ride. Every time we would get on it, he would be screaming and crying and shaking because he was so happy and excited. So I decided this is the perfect place for him to spend the rest of eternity. In a rundown castle of pure terror. It's what my darling little boy would have wanted. All in all, it seems to me that Disney, this giant corporation that owns like every media property known to man, has their grubby little fingers wrapped around people a little bit too tightly. It's like you already have every movie and TV show. Do you really need people like begging to spend their entire lives at your theme park also? But even still, with people spreading their loved ones' ashes at Disney, people trying to give birth at Disney just to get free tickets, Disney is still trying their best to immerse you in their parks as much as possible to make you never want to leave. Recently, Disney opened up the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, which is a Star Wars hotel and experience. I think it's like a 2 or 3 day long experience where you are like in this hotel. There's like a story that you have to follow about shit going on around you. It seems very immersive, and to a pretty big Star Wars fan, honestly, it sounds pretty cool. But it is also $5,000, and instead of windows, your room has a screen that just shows a video of outer space playing. So, you know, just keep that in mind that you might go insane while you're in this place. With no concept of night or day, you just have to adhere to the Star Wars pre-approved activities. There's like stormtroopers patrolling the halls at all times. It's kind of like they wanted to build a Star Wars hotel, but they built a prison instead. I read through some of the Google reviews for this hotel. It's only been open for a little bit, so there's not that much to go off of. And honestly, there are a lot of 5-star reviews of people who seemingly really enjoyed it. I did think that this review was really funny. This person gave it a 1 out of 5, and they said, thought the experience was fun, but not worth the price. There are too many missions to keep track of, and you are always missing something. It kind of seems like they got like too immersed in the story and like started to believe that they really needed to complete these missions. This sounds more like the review of a disgruntled employee that like works on a spaceship. There are too many fucking missions, man. There's too much shit to do. The hyperdrive is gonna fail, and I need to fix that. Not to mention the First Order's breathing down my fucking neck, trying to get me to give away the location of my comrade. This place is fucking stressful. I think my favorite thing I've seen come out of this Star Wars hotel is this apparently now deleted ad for the experience that says, strike unlikely alliances in your very own Star Wars story. Apparently when you come in, you can decide if you want to be like on the good side or the bad side. So this, holy shit, this place is metal, dude. This goes hard. It's crazy to me that you actually can choose to be on the side of like the evil intergalactic fascists, basically. You and your preteen daughter can don First Order uniforms and betray one of your favorite character's trusts, Chewbacca, giving away his location and leading the First Order directly to him, who will take him away to be tortured and then eventually executed. It might be a little too immersive. It might be. We're gonna start hearing people come back and you're gonna be like, how was your trip? You went to the Star Wars hotel, right? And they'll be like, the guilt over my actions will haunt me forever. But I did what I had to do. It was honestly fucking sick. I loved it. And honestly, like, if someone offered to bring me there for free, would I go? Yes, I probably would. Yeah, honestly, I would like to go 100%. I would like to go. And as if living in an intergalactic life is curated by Disney. Oh gosh. I feel like we have so much chemistry together. Me too. This has been great. This date was a lot of fun.
I really haven't connected with anyone like this in a long time. Fantastic. How likely would you be to recommend this experience to a friend? What? On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate my performance? Performance? I thought you were just like genuinely interested in me, like romantically. Oh, perfect. So a 10 then? I really opened up to you. And you opened up to me. That's all just part of the story living experience. It's Disney magic. So that whole story you told me about how sad you were that you had to release your pet into the wild because it had grown to be wild. That was the plot of The Fox and the Hound. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Thank you for riding Disney's Love Connection. Please make sure you pick up all your belongings as you exit the ride.
Are you an animatronic?
Please do not try to fuck any of the animatronics.
Are you
on your
all
way out, and
animatronic?
have a lovely day here at
Am I the only
Disney
person that
Resort.
lives here? Anyway, that's the end of the video. It's time to talk about our sponsor. What's up? It's me, a hacker, and I'm so excited to steal your data because you don't have today's sponsor, ExpressVPN. You see, sending data over an unencrypted network is a lot like sending a postcard. There's no envelope to cover up your info and protect your sacred message. So any old creep with a little bit of basic computer knowledge and a little bit of free time can come along and check out all of your private information. I'm talking passwords, financial details, hell, emails. I'm gonna look at all of it. I'm doing it right now. Hey guys, I was just kidding. It's just me, Danny. I wasn't kidding about most of it actually. Just the part about me being a hacker, but the rest of it is true. Oh, there's not enough light on my face now. Can I just sort of illuminate my face with this? Luckily, today's sponsor, ExpressVPN, is here to help. Because ExpressVPN encrypts all of your network data with their best-in-class encryption. It would literally take a hacker using a supercomputer billions of years to crack this encryption. ExpressVPN has the fastest speeds out there. They've got 24/7 customer support, and ExpressVPN is extremely easy to use. You can fire it up and get connected with just one click. I've got ExpressVPN on every device that can have it, just to have a little bit of extra peace of mind when I'm out and about, especially on public Wi-Fi. So if you want to find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free, then head on over to the link in the description. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. That's expressvpn.com/Danny Gonzalez. Thank you, ExpressVPN, so much for keeping us safe, but also sponsoring this video. Thank you to you guys for checking out ExpressVPN. When you click on the link, it really helps to support my channel, so thank you for that. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my army here on YouTube. We are a ruthless army.
Fucking need this. It's so crazy to me.
Yeah, you can't even tell in the ad how big this device is.
And I'll be honest, the ad, it makes it look huge. Like I'm looking, and maybe it's just because it's on a projector screen.
Yeah, I would guess it's like, honestly, it's like this big.
Yeah, wait.
According to Spotify, their decision to delete the car thing was part of our ongoing efforts to streamline our product offerings. That's actually so crazy. I did not even think a company could do that. Can they do that with any product? You buy bread at the store and the bread company comes to your house and takes their bread back and is like, we're streamlining bread. Better luck next time. Anyways, you guys should go check out Jake's video on it as well. It goes much more in depth and he's really funny. But I think it's safe to say that that's gotta be the worst car thing ever, right? Well, in 2019, Tesla announced its first pickup truck, the Cybertruck. When it was announced, Elon Musk made it very clear that they wanted to do something different with the pickup truck genre, creating a more post-apocalyptic looking vehicle that you can drive around in with your cyberpunk goons. We've all got some. And they've got to get to soccer practice. But after years of delays and the truck finally becoming available for much more than Elon Musk initially estimated, owners have now been united with their trucks, and it is full of safety problems.
My Tesla Cybertruck has 3 official recalls involving the wiper blade motor, the accelerator pedal, and this little plastic part right here just flying off as you're driving.
And I just so happen to have rented one. I tried to remain optimistic when I picked up the Cybertruck, and at first everything seemed fine. It looked like a marvel of engineering, you know? Big, sharp, the windshield wiper was humongous. But other than that, honestly, things seemed pretty normal. Until I started driving the car home. On my way home with the truck, I started to notice that nearly every person who drove past me was staring at me. People were gawking, mouths agape, some even took pictures. I was starting to feel like an animal trapped in some kind of cyber zoo. And things only got worse when I got home and finally got to do some research, only to find that people hate this truck. Owner after owner had been posting videos on social media of people peeing on their trucks in broad daylight. I didn't realize how strongly people felt about this truck, but I was starting to worry that they felt the same about the people on the inside of them. Should I be fearing for my safety? I know damn well that the windows aren't going to protect me. At the very least, I needed to make sure that I was not seen anywhere near this truck. I needed a disguise. I needed to become Neon.
Vortex, he's the coolest guy. And his pin's AI. Look at him go, what a little freak, it's Neon Vortex.
So I've spent a decent amount of time with the Cybertruck now, and I've compiled a little list of pros and cons. So we'll go through that real quick so you can get a quick rundown of everything that's good / bad about the Cybertruck, just in case you need like a quick decision. You got your finger on the buy button right now, and you just need to know, Neon, should I buy this thing or not? Pros. The interior is actually pretty nice. I like the little ambient lighting that goes around the whole front of the cabin. Actually, I think it's in the back too. There's a little strip. The steering wheel has the turn signals on the wheel, which takes a little while to get used to, but once you are used to it, I think it's actually pretty nice. All of the materials on the inside seem pretty nice. Like the material on the roof liner is like a nice suede kind of thing. It's pretty spacious on the inside. It has ventilated seats. My butt's so cold. I changed my mind. This is a con. Okay, cons. There are several things in the car that are too small and shaped oddly. The steering wheel is like tiny. And then the rear view mirror is also tiny. And to make matters worse, while the tonneau cover is closed, which is the little cover on the back of the truck bed, the rear view mirror is completely black because there's a thing in the way. Another con, this thing is sharp. If I ran into somebody, I would slice them in half with this car. I also feel like it being made out of stainless steel might be bad for its crash test rating in general, but also the fact that it's so sharp means that opening and closing doors is kind of uncomfortable. Because this car doesn't have any door handles, the way you open it is you have to push a button, then the door pops open a little bit, and you have to kind of reach your hand into the space where the car door has opened and pull it open. But since this car is made out of like weirdly cut stainless steel, it's kind of sharp in there when you open it. It's an unpleasant feeling on the hand, and you never really feel like you're grabbing it in the right place. This truck is wrapped in a matte black color, and one of the reasons the owner said he wrapped it is because you basically just grab this thing all over to open it, and there were fingerprints everywhere. Also, changing gears is a pain in the butt. It's actually a little thing that you slide on the screen. If you want to go forward, you slide the little truck forward. If you want to go backwards, you slide it backwards, which is not a huge deal if you're just driving from one place to another, because how often do you really change gears in the car anyway? But the second you have to do any kind of 3-point turn where you have to change gears more than once, it is such a pain. Bug just landed on my eyeball. One thing that's sort of a pro and a con is the rivet in the accelerator pedal. You see, when Tesla first started shipping the Cybertruck, owners began to realize pretty quickly that after a short time of use, the plate on the pedal could come loose while you're pushing it down all the way, then slide up and get wedged into the car, effectively trapping the accelerator pedal to the floor. Luckily, since this car is electric, the brake pedal can fully override the accelerator pedal, so if you get into this situation, just stay calm, hold down on the brake, and hopefully by the time you realize that, you haven't plowed through like a school field trip or something. Anyway, since this started happening, Tesla has recalled all the Cybertrucks to put rivets in the accelerator pedal. So the rivet is a pro in the sense that now your car will not decide to keep accelerating forever until the end of time, but it is also a con because if it needed this rivet in the first place and Tesla didn't catch this very simple issue before releasing them, what else might they have missed? Ooh, I know actually. Maybe the fact that the frunk chops fingers off. This is the frunk, or front trunk of the Cybertruck, and because it is super sharp and can close automatically, it is apparently basically a guillotine. When people with access to Cybertrucks started realizing this, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube were all flooded with videos of people testing it out with various fruits and vegetables, and it did not look good for the Cybertruck. Tesla took note of this and actually issued a safety update to the car's software fixing the issue. Kind of. The update led to yet another wave of videos, this time owners more confidently testing the frunk with their own hands. But what a lot of them didn't realize, however, is that the way Tesla fixed this issue is by making it so the first time you try closing the frunk, it closes very lightly, and if it notices any resistance at all, it comes back up, just how you'd want. But if you keep trying to close it after that, Tesla assumes, hey, maybe you've stuffed the frunk with a big bag, and you don't care if it closes a little bit harder, you just want the dang frunk closed. Surely
Hopefully someone isn't just standing there slamming the frunk on their hand over and over, trying to prove their allegiance to Elon Musk. So when this Tesla nut Jeremy Judkins went to test out the new update, a little scared from how dangerous he'd heard it was before, he started out with his big sturdy forearm. Then he worked his way down to his hand, and finally his lone little index finger. Unbeknownst to him, the frunk was getting stronger and stronger every time until...
Everybody's been waiting for this, the finger. Without further ado, I feared for my finger for a second, not gonna lie. That's kind of bad.
Yeah, so I wasn't gonna test this out on my own hand, but I did try it with my shoe.
Okay, I don't think that was enough pressure to slice my fingers off. I'm not gonna test that, but it definitely saw there was something there, recognized it, it thought about it for maybe a second and was like, do I wanna kill this guy? And then it said, all right, what the heck, we'll let you go. So that's nice.
All right, driving test. It's time to take this thing out on the open road and kill somebody.
One interesting thing right now is it says press to drive and it's showing a picture of the accelerator pedal. So I like that it kind of assumes that as a Cybertruck owner, you have no idea how to drive.
The experience of driving a Cybertruck is a little different due to its unique steer-by-wire mechanism, which means the steering wheel is actually not physically controlling the wheels. It's doing it electronically, which means that it can do things like turn more sharply when you're in a parking lot and less sharply when you're at highway speeds. It's a cool idea in concept, I think, but it definitely took some getting used to, and also, I don't know, like, was this really a problem before? I kind of liked that every time I turned my steering wheel, it turned the car the same amount.
First time I took a turn in this thing, actually every subsequent turn I took after that too, I was like, whoa, this thing is a bucking Bronco, man. It's trying to buck me right out of it. This is a wily gal.
I've been saying it all day. Even alone in the car on the way from the guy's house who owns this thing, I was just saying, yeehaw! This thing is a wild girl. Yeah, I definitely don't like how tiny the steering wheel is and how flat it is on the top. It just feels like wiggling it a little bit sends the car so far in one direction. You really gotta be 10 and 2 if that analogy even applies to a rectangle or a trapezoid. I don't know what this is. I think it's like a hexagon. As a passenger, how is this for you, Jake?
I would say I get motion sick in cars. I normally don't get motion sick in the front seat. Please. In this one, I am feeling a little motion sick. Sorry. It's a bucking Bronco, you know, what can I say?
She's a wild gal. Imagine setting your phone here, and you know, sometimes you slam on your brakes and the things in your car go sliding forward. Imagine if something went sliding forward all the way to the front of this dashboard. There's no way that you could ever get that back while you're driving. So if your phone was up there or anything important, you just gotta wait until the end of your drive to get it back. Either that or you have to floor it so fast that it comes flying back and then you just sort of catch it like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Kind of feels like I'm in the weirdest Uber ever right now.
For Jake? Where you going, man? The future?
Strap in, buddy. It's gonna be a wild ride. And I don't know how to drive.
We got a little cyber hungry while driving around, and I figured that taking our wild gal through a drive-thru would be a perfect way to get an outside perspective on the truck.
Take me to a drive-thru. Command not understood. I'm hungry. This command is not available yet. You're not allowed to be hungry yet in the Cybertruck. Hello, can I get one Butterburger cheeseburger?
Anything else?
That's it.
It's 906.
There you go. Thank you.
I like the Cybertruck, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm just renting it, actually, just for the day, yeah. I was thinking about getting one, so I just wanted to see if I liked it or not.
Oh, testing it out, right?
Yeah. Do you really like it?
They look nice, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Some people like it and some people hate it. I don't know if I really like it or not.
Futuristic.
Yeah.
Nobody has that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
He looked kind of like he was going to laugh at me when I first pulled up. He was nice about it, though. He said he liked it. Do you think he really liked it?
I may never know whether that guy really liked the Cybertruck or if he was just being polite, or worse yet, sarcastic. But while we were sitting in an empty church parking lot enjoying our meal, we were confronted again, but this time in a much stranger way. As we were sitting there minding our own business, a woman pulled up beside us and just stared into the car for a good like 30 seconds.
This is very confusing.
She's looking.
The windows of the truck are kind of tinted, so I didn't know if she could see us, but I was worried that she was like security for the church or something, and we weren't supposed to be there. So I rolled down the window to ask if everything was okay. And finally, she spoke.
Hello. How's it going? Yeah. Oh, sure, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I can show you. Yeah, of course. I'm filming a YouTube video right now. That's why I'm dressed up all weird.
So I showed her around the car for a little bit, and she took a ton of pictures. Also, I had taken off my wig, so I looked even more insane, but she never questioned it. Then she told us that her grandchildren would love this. And they live pretty close by, so she asked how long we'd be there for. We said probably 10 minutes, and she said, 30 minutes? And we said, okay. And then we waited for 30 minutes while she went to go get her grandkids.
Yeah, of course. Come on over.
They did indeed love the Cybertruck.
What do you think? You like it? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah? Cool.
We went all around it. They asked a ton of questions. Their grandmother kept telling them to wave at the camera.
So the back is a truck. It's got a truck bed in the back. Oh, a gaming room. That's a good idea.
I think this kid must watch a lot of Brent Rivera or something, because when he saw the back of the truck, he was like, oh my god, it's so big. You could fit a secret gaming room back here. And then when he saw the front, he was like, oh, this is too small. You could not fit a secret gaming room up here. It's like he only thought in terms of secret gaming rooms. It was insane.
Uh-huh. Oh, good idea. I like it. That'll be a good first car, huh? Smile. 1, 2, 3.
And with that, my time with the Cybertruck had come to an end. It was time to bring it back to the person I rented it from. And wait, what is that? What's going on with those podcast recommendations? And you know what? The music recommendations too. Who owns this car? All right, that's it. I'm pissing on this thing. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join. The story of a Willy Wonka experience gone wrong in Glasgow, Scotland has taken the internet by storm, and I love it. I don't think I've ever in all my life seen such an impressive and inspiring dumpster fire of an event. It is just, mwah. It is just perfect. This event, which was supposed to give kids the chance to experience Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, was so bad, it prompted parents to call the police to get justice for the horrors they had witnessed. Police were called to an immersive Willy Wonka experience after families showed up to an empty warehouse. The event reportedly charged $40 per entry, that's per person by the way, advertised with AI art and said it would be a journey filled with wondrous creations and enchanting surprises at every turn. And oh, what enchanting surprises they found. Kids were all dressed up and crying, waiting for what they thought was going to be a magical experience. Yeah, that's the surprise. No magic here. Just sadness. The surprise was them crying. If they called the police, that's how you know it was bad. Because they didn't even do that in the actual Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and kids were dying in that movie. And honestly, it does look like it was terrifying. Take a look at some of the images of the abandoned warehouse that parents had to spend $40 to gain access to. Okay, here we have some sort of chocolate fountain with murky brown water floating in it. We have one bouncy castle that can fit like 3 kids. Giant empty space filled with table and chairs. You're probably thinking there must be something pretty good to eat here with all these table and chairs. Probably some pretty tasty chocolate, right? No, there was no chocolate at this event. These photos look like a crime scene, dude. These look like Willy Wonka had to flee the country after the FDA found fentanyl in his chocolate. So he has to post up in an abandoned factory to keep the business going while the feds are after him. You got this lovely scene. I think that the size of the warehouse really screwed them over, honestly. If it was a smaller room, it wouldn't look so empty. There would still be nothing to do there, but it wouldn't look so sad. In a way, seeing this photography light in front of this like $2 Candyland backdrop makes me feel kind of sad for the people who put on this event. Like, oh, you really thought people were gonna want to take pictures in front of this shit. Of course not. No. If 2 parents brought 2 kids to this event,
it would cost $160, and you're getting this. I think I get why they called the police, honestly, dude. If I was promised some kind of fun Willy Wonka experience for the kids and then showed up to this foggy warehouse, I would think I was about to be murdered in some kind of Willy Wonka-themed Saw movie. And if that's not enough, wait until you see the nightmarish characters they had running around this place. So this is one of the most famous pictures to come out of the whole ordeal. This is an Oompa Loompa, obviously. A lot of people are focusing on the facial expression she's making in this picture. She looks exasperated. And honestly, I don't blame her. This has to be like the worst acting gig she's ever had. As far as I know, this actor wasn't putting on the event. She was just hired to be there. She's probably dealing with crying children, pissed off parents. Also, I'm pretty sure canonically the Oompa Loompas are enslaved by Willy Wonka, so the facial expression makes sense in that context too. What I'm actually more concerned with is everything else going on in this photo. Why is there so much smoke? I'm not super familiar with the process of making chocolate, but I'm 100% sure there should not be that much smoke happening. No wonder she's making that face, dude. She's high as hell. And I love all the mismatched chemistry gear she's got strewn about the table. Beakers, vials, this mysterious elixir locked up in a little glass box. A quill? Oompa Loompas take notes like wizards from the 1300s? I didn't know that. All right, now the other two characters that were at this thing, I gotta introduce you to at the same time because they're both in the same video clip. So let me introduce you to Willy Wonka and the Unknown.
What is that? It's the unknown.
Man, what the hell? Dude, fuck everything else. I would call the police based off of that. Who is that demon? Surprising twists and turns was right in the advertisement. I would not expect to take my kids to a Willy Wonka experience and have them be accosted by a shadow figure. I can tell you that right now. It's terrifying that Willy Wonka says, "What is that?" when he sees it.
What is that?
Like, dude, this is your chocolate factory. You don't even know what that is? We are so fucked. Here's a different clip of some other kids experiencing the unknown.
As the soup flavor full of scary face. Oh my God. Scare the great unknown. Wonderful. I love fantastic.
Yeah, that's the correct reaction to seeing the unknown. What is that? Wonka says it, this kid says it, I'm saying it. Also, I love that baby's reaction. That was like a primal instinct to make that sound. Humans have evolved for millions of years to make that sound when they see the unknown. According to some reports that I've read from the event, the unknown is supposed to be an evil chocolate maker who hides in the walls and scares little children. Is he a part of the actual Wonka story? No. Was it advertised that there would be a child-scaring monster at this event? No. But speaking of the advertising for the event, one of the most insane parts of this whole story is that this company that made this event, House of Illuminati, apparently used exclusively AI-generated images to advertise this event. Surprisingly, the website is still up, so you can go and check it out for yourself. Welcome to Willy's Chocolate Experience. Dive into the whimsical of Willy's Chocolate Experience! Exclamation point, comma. So you've got images like this, which at first look like some kind of fun candy land, but then the closer you look, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, what the fuck is this thing? Is that supposed to be a bunny? Who the hell is that? I don't like the looks of these things. But then you get images like this advertising the Twilight Tunnel, which are so clearly AI generated, it makes you wonder if the whole event was being run by an AI. Because how could a human not notice that there are so many typos in all of these images? You got dim tight, depractions, ungurrival, featuring dodjection and swide. Then you've got ensuring entertainment, which of course includes catgagatting, carchy tons, and a passidice of sweet teats. And on top of the website being seemingly designed by AI, apparently all of the actors' lines were too, which we know thanks to this video posted by the actor who played Willy Wonka.
I'm going to be poking a little bit of fun at the event, but I wanted to say before I start that I feel for anyone who bought tickets to this, people who are expecting a magical chocolate experience.
People who are unfortunately captured by the unknown, we hope you are found soon.
So the first red flag for me was when I was cast as Willy Wonka. Anyone who looks at me and thinks Willy Wonka and not Oompa Loompa is out of their mind. I give off major Oompa Loompa energy. I got cast as the part on the Thursday, and was told that I needed to learn the script for the Friday. So I said, no problem, send it over. The script was 15 pages, monologue, pretty much, of AI-generated gibberish.
You know what I'm kind of curious about? If the script was AI-generated, where did the unknown
come from? Did the event organizers just ask ChatGPT to generate a script about Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and it just threw that shit in? Cause that's terrifying. ChatGPT was like, planning an event for kids, huh? I know just the thing to add. Don't worry, I'm great with kids.
So I'll give you one of the lines from the script. I'm not going to do the Willy Wonka voice because I think I've embarrassed myself enough. But one of my favourite lines was, "There is a man who lives here. His name is not known. So we call him the Unknown. The Unknown is an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls." What? We were told on the experience to hand out a jelly bean, one jelly bean per child, and a quarter of a cup of Tesco's own brand lemonade.
One jelly bean? All that smoke the Oompa Loompa had to endure and she was just back there cranking out one jelly bean? Maybe the unknown was introduced as some way to canonically explain why there was no chocolate at the event. Sorry kids, there's no chocolate here today. An evil chocolate maker showed up and he shot the Oompa Loompas. They're dead now. So one of the Oompa Loompas from the event also posted a TikTok kind of poking fun at the whole experience, but the one actor we haven't heard from yet is the one that we all obviously want to talk to. The unknown. Unknown, we need to know your story. What was your inspiration for your performance? How did you get into character? The unknown must have had the worst time of any of the actors because, like, you got hired to do a performance of Willy Wonka and you got cast as a character that's not in Willy Wonka? Just like an evil spirit that lives in mirrors? And then your job for an entire day is to scare and confuse unsuspecting children who have no clue what they're in for. Every time a kid came around that corner, you just know the unknown was like, God damn it, I gotta traumatize another kid. The Oompa Loompa from the famous photo ended up doing an interview with Vulture where she describes the moment that children saw her for the first time, and it is very sad. Tell me about the moment as the kids started coming in. Did you see the innocence leave their eyes? They were quite upset. I think they were confused, but it was more the parents. I just looked at them, and I think they must have known when they looked at me. An older couple said to me, I really, really hope you get paid well for this. This sounds like she's describing people witnessing the wreckage of a tsunami or something. It's crazy. Each individual person that laid eyes on her had to take a second to mourn. When you say walkthrough, how long are we talking here to walk through this event? I'm telling you, this would have taken about 2 minutes. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. Dude, honestly, that's kind of smart because like 2 minutes isn't even long enough to process like the first stages of grief. You're getting these people in and out before they can even realize they got scammed, you know? They don't even know what the fuck just happened. After the police were called, people started getting refunded, the story blew up. The director of the company who put on this event did eventually apologize. I'm really shocked that the event had fallen short of the expectations of people on paper. Yeah, dude, on paper the event was awesome. No chocolate, abandoned warehouse, smoky Oompa, just like the movie. There was every intention to hold the event from the pictures. Despite not being the best light, hopefully you'll be able to see that there was every intention to hold the event. No, we know you were planning on holding the event. That's kind of the problem. I think a lot of people wish you didn't. Unfortunately, there were unforeseen circumstances and the event didn't come to light. He's like, we were not expecting that evil chocolate maker to show up. The unknown ruined the event. These issues were technological in nature. We had ordered a holographic paper that didn't arrive on time. The holographic technology in itself is absolutely fabulous technology, and unfortunately, there was a delay in postage. Holographic paper? No, I don't think that was the problem with the event, actually. The lack of holographic paper. Look, I don't know what holographic paper is, but based on his reliance on ChatGPT and Midjourney, I do not trust his opinion of absolutely fabulous technology. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume the holographic paper would not have helped. Well, gang, this is surely an event that will go down in the history books. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hello, Greg. Well, guys, I've got some interesting content for you today, as usual. I found a very curious case that I would like your opinion on, but I don't want to give anything away just yet. I just want you to watch the first couple TikToks, and then I will sort of explain what's going on, okay? So this is the first TikTok I saw of this guy. His name is Dustin Tyler. It says, drink a bucket of bleach or date Selena Gomez again. Let's see what he says. So yeah, deeply personal thing to post on TikTok, I feel like. I didn't know who this guy is when I first saw this TikTok, so I was just very confused. I was like, did this guy date Selena Gomez? It says again. It's not just some guy speculating, like, I probably wouldn't like dating Selena Gomez, so yeah, I'll take the bleach. So then he made another video responding to this comment. It says, is he making fun of Bryce Hall, or... And I don't know what that's referring to. I don't know if Bryce Hall said that he liked Selena Gomez or dated her or something, but this just provides a little more insight into the relationship that this guy had with Selena Gomez.
Nah, I'm not making fun of Bryce Hall. Him and I are nothing alike. See, he has to make stories up that he was with Selena Gomez. Me, I actually was. And then I friend zoned her, and then I broke her little heart.
Again, a very mean tone to the video, condescending to this person who is just genuinely asking a question, but gives a lot of insight into his alleged relationship with Selena Gomez.
And then I friend zoned her, and then I broke her little heart.
I am curious about the details of the story though, because just the order of events is kind of weird to me, the way he laid it out. He says, I was with Selena Gomez, and then I friend-zoned her, and then I broke her little heart. He says that things happened in that order. Usually, you don't start dating someone and then friend-zone them. Usually when guys talk about getting friend-zoned, it's like they're talking to this girl, and then she reveals that she sees them as more like friends. This guy's saying, we were dating. They could have been dating for like 3 years, and then he turns to her and he's like, you know, I really see you like a sister. The best sister I ever had. So he says he dated her and then friend-zoned her and then broke her heart. So he like friend-zoned her, broke things off with her, and then he broke her heart. What did he do? I dated her, I friend-zoned her, and then I killed her hamster. Just straight up stepped on it. This was years later, by the way. Anyway, by now you're probably wondering, who the hell is this guy? Is this Justin Bieber? Because I know they dated. That's what I thought at first. I thought, is this what Justin Bieber looks like now? But no, this guy's name is Dustin Tyler. And I scrolled through his page to try to figure out who this guy is, and here's what I came up with. It's coming soon, but just like Oklahoma, mine is coming sooner. I'm just a late bloomer. Okay, so I didn't know who this guy was at first.